Oh, sorry.
I think we're live.
You think we're live?
I didn't say start here, so.
Oh.
Yeah, we're live.
We're live. They say we're live. Word on the streets. We're live. I won't believe it until I see a chat bubble pop up. But, bubble butt. That's what I'm into. That's what my sexual preference, bubble butts.
You can't get mad at that. You got to double up on the bubble butts.
You definitely got to double up.
Yeah, off top. She let a couple cut.
I've had a Nas lyric stuck in my head for like 20 years where he just says, "You already know who I'm better than."
Yeah. And
today I actually finally went and got to the song, like on Instagram. I posted a screenshot. Everybody go look at my Instagram story because I had to go find that lyric. And then when I went to listen to the song, I realized, A, it's a Braveheart song. Mm-hmm. B, it appeared on the scene during the unfortunate era of hip hop in which everybody had to have a Lil Jon hook. Lil Jon did the hook on that record.
Crunk ain't dead.
That's not what I'm looking for when I go to listen to a classic Nas record. Right. But,
Wait,
you know.
On the Braveheart record, Lil Jon did this?
His mic ain't on. On one of the Braveheart records.
I'm going to sue you for misconduct.
I am not trying to
shoving
shove
a mic in my...
I'm not trying to shove any phallic objects in your face. That's not my intention. No, the song is Braveheart's Quick to Back Down.
Well, the Bravehearts were a very unfortunate moment, and that was like him. I got to put my bro on. I got to let my bro rap and all that.
Everybody has that.
Everybody's got that.
Everybody definitely had that. Yeah. Now they could just be drill rappers, and you don't got to put them on your album or anything. You could just be Lil Baby, and you got some dude who's shooting little kids or whatever. You see that story come out?
Yes, but
not to get you tied into any Atlanta drama. Yeah. You seen that story pop up though?
I'd say Lil Baby's producer gets smoked by his dad.
No, I don't know about that.
I mean, smoke is by his kid.
No, but one of his
that just happened.
One of his artists, who's one of his artists, apparently did a shooting that led to a child
drive-by
being hit. That was one that Lena was like, "What the fuck?" And I just kind of had to be like.
That's the dude that got pulled over. He like, "Man, what y'all pulled me?" They showed the live body footage, body cam footage of him getting pulled over.
Oh, really? I didn't
for that crime.
I didn't do a dig into him. He's popular.
I think that was about like how many months ago was that he went to jail? About 8, 9 months now.
I don't know.
I will say,
it got to be the same dude, right?
Yeah, I think so. There's like an image of him going around. I could look up the name for sure.
I'll take Tato and Ball Out over the Bravehearts any day by a significant margin.
But who were the actual Bravehearts? Should we even?
I think it was Jungle, right? His brother Jungle.
Definitely Jungle. Look at it. Wait. Oh no, I'm not finding it. Yeah, Dirty Tay.
Yeah.
Dirty Tay sentenced to 17 years for shooting toddler.
17?
17 years. What, you think that's too much?
Hell no.
You think we should let all the toddler shooters
that's
go?
Not enough. Any nigga shooting kids need to ride in that motherfucker.
Yeah,
Dirty Tay.
I ain't gonna lie to you, homie or not.
I just want to see. Okay, yeah. Dirty Tay, 250K, 143K, 310K. I've never actually like listened to him.
Go to Dirty Tay's arrest.
Arrest?
Yeah, because it's footage. Watch.
Body
right
cam.
There.
Atlanta police arrest man accused of shooting 3-year-old in the head. Look at what he looked like a dyke right there.
17 years for shooting a 3-year-old in the head.
Look at Vlad. Vlad locking him up right there too. That's fucked up.
That's Vlad for sure.
That's Baby Vlad.
Baby Vlad is crazy. Damn, I might actually have to watch this. I want to know.
Yeah, we need to watch it.
Oh, you want to watch it right now?
Yeah.
Shit, they hit us with a copyright claim. We'll be all right. Well, actually, you guys don't have headphones, so this might be a little.
Oh yeah, I fuck.
We should always have the headphones at least close by. Yeah, we don't need to watch without sound. We're going to get our whole thing fried in general if we do that. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the No Jumper Show.
Sheesh.
Where we just randomly talk about this poor 3-year-old getting shot in the head, man. That's crazy.
Number 240, shouty.
So how's everybody feeling right now? Damn, I ain't had that shirt in a while.
Man, you feel me?
That's a Blasey classic. Shout out Blasey.
Salsa, nothing personal.
That's a good one right there.
Had to do it to him. Had to put that shit on.
Nice little torta on there.
Little tortuga. You feel me?
I've been dadding. I'm dadded out.
You've been fully dedicated?
What? I had to. So
Overly dedicated.
Zoe had advanced placement. I mean, yeah, standardized testing today at Loyola Marymount. At the university.
That's where she go?
She doesn't go there. She I can't drop what school she goes to.
Yeah.
But they had some type of special testing at the university today.
Right.
Which started at 7 a.m. Coming from way out at the house. She wants to have smoke with her mom all week, so she's been staying at my house. And who better to go drop her off? She wants dad to drop her off.
It must be so cool being a kid, able to just like kind of navigate between the mom and the dad, and just
she works it.
Just manipulate them against each other.
exactly, yeah.
Mom's hating on it right now. I had to tell her, like, I'm not against you. She like, well, she's gonna keep running away from me when she gets in trouble to be up under you and you guys rub it in my face. I'm like, listen, I did a whole lot of jail time. I can't be the bad guy. If my daughter says, hey, Dad, can I come over? We getting into it. I have to go get my daughter. Like, it's nothing against you. Like, you know, whatever you need me to do, I'm there. Like,
Because I've been 100% locked in dad mode for the last week because Lena got a little bit of surgery done. So she been like laid up in bed, not able to friggin' move basically. So I've been like way more connected with what my kids' like daily needs are.
You said you was on dad mode last week at Salute. You said you was in full dad mode over the weekend.
Yeah,
I've been dadding pretty hard.
yeah, I'm packing lunches and cooking breakfast at this point.
Packing lunches is crazy. That's the one thing that they have yet to like put on me because it's a crazy science because you don't really know what your kid's gonna want on any given day, and it needs to like kind of consistently change. You can't just pack the same thing every day. You got to constantly be switching it up little by little.
Yeah, I definitely ordered the food last night. She has prep meals. We ordered Uber Eats or whatever that shit is, DoorDash. I just told her, like, order 2 of them. Whatever you want for lunch tomorrow, put that motherfucker on ice. I'm not doing the sandwich shit again this morning.
Yeah.
What if your dad was Bricc Baby?
I know.
Like,
That's what
think about that. Like,
I'm kind of constantly thinking about that when he's talking about dad stuff.
Yeah, she's a gangster too. She's just a square, like a quiet gangster. Like, it's just the stuff we've been going through the past couple days is crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know she was G'd up like that.
G'd up?
From the feet up.
She got with Wooski or what? Wooski put her on the set?
Nah, somebody put her on the set though. Shit.
Shut up.
Nah, I'm just saying the way she been set tripping shit.
Shut up. She don't understand all that though, does she?
She's from LA.
Has she ever uttered the phrase "on hood" to you?
Well, she's not attracted to gangbangers.
Right.
So it's like she'll do it playing like
Right.
she'll be like yeah, in the morning she'll be like, hey cuz, you ain't up yet, cuz? On the day I'll be nigga, I'm ready to go.
But she's like making fun of you kind of? She's just fucking around?
Yeah, and she asked on her 15th birthday, like, can I cuss now when we talk?
Oh my God.
I'm like,
Are you
Damn, she's a
serious?
good kid.
I'm
That's
like,
insane.
Yeah. I'm like,
Can I cuss
I'm
now?
like, just don't cuss at me or at your mom. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm not tripping.
My kid was just saying "fucka" the other day. She was saying "fucka," and I'm just like looking at her, like trying not to react, but just like, are you saying that because it sounds like your name with an F at the beginning, or are you saying that because you have like some semblance of what that means?
Why is she adding the A like a Toronto roadman?
Because she just doesn't know what she's even trying to say, so she's pronouncing it wrong. But you gotta, as a parent, you can't react because as soon as you're like, "Hey, stop saying that," boom, she knows she's on to
knows
something.
she's on to something,
And
right.
as soon as you say like, "Oh my God, that's," you're like trying to hide that you're laughing and stuff. You're like,
She
"That's
says
a
it
big
again.
problem." Then she's really
She
gonna want to
says
say it. Yeah.
And yeah.
Because you know the Toronto fools be like, "Pass the bluntas,"
Yeah.
like chromas. You know, they
So
always
many
add the A's.
annoying pieces of slang
Or
that they
like
use
somas.
out there. If there's any
Crosses?
accent that should be eradicated, it's probably that one. That's like the most annoying voice in the
But
world.
for some reason, like when it comes from certain people, like when I hear it from Pressa, it sounds cool.
Yeah,
You know what I
okay.
mean? Like there's certain people that make it sound
But
cool.
that's just because you know he got bodies.
I mean,
Or you
Pressa got
assume.
bodies?
You see him from you assume from the docs, you know?
hey,
Well, okay, like the one thing that you can't ask him about in interviews that they talk about in the docs is that he like allegedly was involved with like kidnapping ops, and then basically like I'm not gonna throw him in it, but allegedly some people in his crew did some zesty stuff to like permanently ruin the ops reputation.
the elevator
Street.
incident.
Put that glizzy up his glizzy, yeah.
Listen, I'm not even going. It's like stuff that's so
I am
foul.
your man.
You don't
I
even
am
want
your
to.
man.
But like, Press would be mad at me if I said it to his face in an interview. But I feel like us talking about it now is like,
He'd be cheesed, fam. Seen.
oh my God.
What you saying, fam?
Bro, I gotta go rewatch the Chromaz tit job video and see if she was dropping any cool patois style slang during that.
I'm not anything Chroma's related. I'm here for.
Where is she? We must find her. I want to see her.
She one of them ones.
Oh, she's top tier.
She one of them ones.
She belongs in the record books, but she's just not living up to her potential. She needs to get on her Tiana Trump.
Yeah, like if she just like completely dropped the rapping ambitions and was just like,
Thank you.
I'm out here.
Wrong profession.
She gonna do it. She's just gonna
Yeah.
be like 32,
Yeah, exactly.
something like that. I don't know.
But she was, but like, although it was interesting because in LA we got 304 rap is running amok right now.
K7 the Finesser leading the charge.
Right, and then out there, she was like, "I'm the backdoor mommy. Like I'm a telly ting. I'm gonna set you up and have you robbed." Like she has songs about that.
Really?
Yeah.
He's the
Backdoor mommy.
But that's like Jenny 69 rapping about being in the cartel or whatever. It's just like sounds too good, right?
You know what? I got a new name for Jenny 69. Kylie Jenner.
Wait, what does that translate to?
Kylie, like street, like block. You feel me?
That's what that means?
Yeah.
Damn, okay. I had Compa Raider come over to my house the other day.
He's a good dude, right
My
there.
housekeeper was on him.
She
As soon as she realized I had a friend named Compa, she's like, "Oh, hey, what's your deal?" Like asking all these questions in Spanish and shit. I'm assuming "what's your deal" is like the synopsis.
Yeah. She hot?
She's my housekeeper. How dare you?
You got a fine
Who doesn't
housekeeper,
wanna-
huh?
She is a married woman, Brick baby.
Bro, who doesn't want to? Come on, the housekeeper? Like, that's like a bucket list.
That's
Maybe your bucket list, my friend. I'm a married man.
Hey, Chris Brown said it like my cleaning lady looks hotter than your bitch. You feel me? Like
That's like bucket list. I think those were like the first type of porns that I like.
The cleaning lady porn?
Yeah.
I never seen one like that.
You ever seen the?
I think I got all messed up because I got a bukkake tape when I was like 8th grade. A
that's your,
VHS tape.
so that's like one of your first experiences with.
One of the first porn things.
You
I
went
seen.
straight to bukkake.
I also got an obese woman tape very early
no
on.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had to have tapes back in the day,
Yeah.
or you
And-
Magazines.
and the dudes that I knew who were slightly older than me would go to the what was it like? Just where you have like leftover crap. What was it called?
I'm
Where you
from
just
the
like go
trenches.
sell some bullshit you stole or whatever.
Like a swap meet type.
That kind of thing. But they would just go there and like steal it, and then we would like trade them.
Yeah.
Kids don't know what it was like having to jerk off back in the day.
I'm old enough to where
I
Playboys
lived
was
in the
like.
trap. I lived in the trap, so at all my houses we had bootleg cable. Channel 78.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we going up all day. Boop, 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 boop.
The Squiggly channel. We
all
even have
jerking off
that.
together.
You got Cartoon Network on the enter button, so when you hear your parents' feet coming, bop.
Yeah.
Hit another channel, so you hit enter again, so they can't go back.
Oh, I would have the return button or like the
Yeah,
back
yeah,
button
yeah,
back to the
yeah,
last
yeah,
channel.
yeah,
So I'd
yeah.
always have it set up to go
Yeah.
back to the channel I want to pretend to be watching. Yeah.
On deck.
for sure, always.
We didn't even have the Squiggly channel, but I would still be jerking off. I was still like looking in between the static and like hoping to see a boob or something. Like, yeah, times was hard.
Oh yeah, man. We lived through that. That's how I know we were meant to make it in this new world because we
Yeah.
survived that.
The chip in the cable box was crazy. That was OG shit right there. They
Didn't have that
on
in
East Coast?
Nashua. I didn't have it.
Well, yeah.
Somebody probably had it. Probably not me at 12.
Everybody in the hood had it. Nobody paid for cable. It was like one time the cable man come out do some shit. You got every channel till they burn out.
That's the forefather of the Fire Stick, essentially. That's like the OG Fire Stick.
Exactly.
Right there.
Right?
You feel me?
Exactly. Right.
In New York.
all the fights. All
My
the
parents
shit.
did the opposite. They got MTV taken off of our cable.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
removed.
that's janky.
Because my mom said
That's child abuse.
That's what I'm saying. My mom said, yeah, no, all my connection to hip hop vastly diminished by that. And then I got lucky because we moved our house like a couple of years later.
Yeah.
And my parents forgot that they had done that, so we got MTV back. But my mom said that she was like scrolling by MTV in the middle of the night, and she said, I saw two people having sex covered in chocolate sauce. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, no, you didn't, you liar. Like, obviously, you did not see that on TV.
It's like a Madonna video, like something artfully done or something.
He was sleepwalking.
No, but I think she got scared off by like the grind era.
The grind.
You know, like
when
when
fools are dancing.
You remember the spring break stuff where they would just have like a lot of like people
Right.
all gathered together to just dance?
Right.
That was there's so many hot girls in that, and I'm just sitting there as a kid just dying.
That's like Girls Gone
Melted.
Wild with their tits covered, essentially.
That's where Girls Gone Wild was filmed. It's like
For sure.
MTV during the day and like fucking side cam.
No, but that's a good point. Is that Girls Gone Wild basically took the like MTV Spring Break era and then went and was like, oh, we're gonna do like the dirtier, more pornier version
We're
of
gonna
this.
give them alcohol. We're gonna But you remember what happened to that dude? Did you ever hear what happened to the guy from Girls Gone Wild?
Hey, all our white followers, go have your kids. Go look up Girls Gone Wild. See if you see your mom like we seen our moms in Freaknik.
Right. That is the Caucasian equivalent.
You're
of
right.
Girls
You're
Gone
right.
Wild.
But it was sponsored by MTV.
1000%.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daytona Beach. Literally. So the fool that created Girls Gone Wild, somebody's father, one of those chicks whose titties was out's father, wound up running in this fool's crib, hemming him up. You feel me? Like tying this fool up, and like did some gnarly things to him on camera.
Some presser shit.
Some
What?
They
You
press.
call 'em WhatsApp.
No, I can't press. Wow. And made him say on camera, like, I'm a little bitch, type shit. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he got done slimy.
Oh, the
and he
Girls
got
Gone
sued
Wild
like a
dude?
month. Yeah, and he got the dude Joe, whatever his name was.
Because his business model was ingenious, but like as a pornographer, I can confirm the girls cannot be drunk.
Yeah.
And they must sign paperwork. And he was not really abiding by that shit.
I'm sure there was consent waivers signed, but if you're signing that while under
You're underage and you're blackout drunk.
Yeah.
The consent waiver only going to take you so far.
Wait,
and it's all
underage
been-
is crazy. But,
Well,
But,
yeah,
but think about what they were doing.
sneaking.
Yeah, because all those girls probably got
17,
fake IDs and
16,
shit.
yeah.
But like he's just out here like filming them, putting the video out, ain't doing any background check. Figure
Of
out.
course not, yeah.
So then you're basically in the position of like distributing child
It's
porn
like
through
consent.
advertisements on TV,
Right.
For years and years
Right.
and years. Think about
Did he
that.
go to jail?
I don't think he went to jail, but I
He
think
definitely lost everything he
Yeah.
had and got
I
smacked
mean,
by
it's actually a miracle if he didn't go to jail.
Yeah, he might
Yeah,
could have.
that's
He
what
might
I
could
was about to
have.
say.
I just know that when we were teenagers, when that shit was cracking off.
Oh, yeah.
But
So
that's like consensual. Like, bitch, you don't hit me with I was drunk. Like, he didn't fuck you. You pulled your titties out drunk. You like doing that shit.
yeah, but it,
The underage shit, okay.
That's
but
where
it's
it get-
like, does the underage bitch get in trouble for fucking being down there and fucking with the fake ID? Like, come on, bro.
this is a slippery slope to
You
the
can't
Cosby
blame her.
argument.
You can't blame
Yeah.
her. No, that's why I said I understand the underage shit. I understand, but it's like somebody needs to. They need to start being held accountable. Also, like maybe a punishment at home.
Well, now you understand why like
trying to be
OnlyFans
nice.
has it so you can't film anything in public, and you absolutely need a waiver for every single person in that shit, which is like that basically erases the chance of you doing anything spontaneous like what they used to do on Girls Gone Wild, but it also like protects OnlyFans as a platform from being sued into oblivion by
Right.
the inevitable situations that would come up from that.
What if you're just a stunt dick and they don't see your face? You still got to sign waivers.
A lot of girls
Yeah.
getting by on that, but then they will still, I'm pretty sure that they'll like hit up a dude who's in the industry and be like, yo, can I tag you in this video even though it wasn't really you? Because a lot of these girls are just finding guys on Tinder.
Right.
And then they're just doing whatever, you know?
Yeah,
Probably.
you don't get it.
Or just their homies or whatever. It could just
That's
be,
dope.
yeah.
I need to get inside this world.
They might ask you to get tested. Well, we still don't know what kind of meat you're packing, to be
cool.
honest. I didn't even want to start off on a zesty,
dick
zesty
review.
angle or anything, but we still would have to probably see what's going. Don't show me on here because I don't trust myself to keep a straight face. You know,
No dick review?
I mean, honestly, I do feel like I know you too well. Like, I don't want to see like a lot of people's dick. Like, happy birthday, Dub. I don't want to see Dub's dick either.
Neither
Happy
do I.
birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, Crother. He invited me to his crib
Cruddy.
today. I'm like, fuck, I'm stuck doing pods all day, bruh.
Shouts to the
It's
Croesus.
not cracking until afterwards, Crody. You just, oh man, Crody.
But he said he was hanging out all day. I gotta be up super early for a field trip tomorrow.
Bro, I fucking just woke up at 5 this morning. You could thug it.
You woke up at 5 a.m.
Hell yeah.
See, even with me like taking care of my kid and stuff, she's still letting me sleep till like 7:30.
I mean,
and also the housekeeper gets there like 7 in the morning. So a lot of times my kid will leave the room. I'm still sleeping, and she'll go hang out with the fucking
So just
housekeeper for an
imagine
hour.
pulling up with your cool rapper dad 2 hours late to fucking SATs.
Fire.
2 hours late to SATs, really?
I had like, no, I'm just saying I had to be up at 5. I couldn't be like, we told you wasn't gonna make it. I let her mom fucking get the win, so I was up at 5 ready to go. Get
You
your
just sold
ass
your-
up, get in the shower, let's go.
Just put C for everything, cuz.
Nah.
C.
Yeah, see.
But okay. When my kid is stuck with me as the primary parent, a lot of things go wrong. For instance, Saturday, I take her to the sports class, aka like her and a couple other kids hanging out, playing soccer in this field and shit, right? And then afterwards, we hang out on the playground for an hour or two. And then there's a birthday party I got to take her to. So we go to the birthday party. I'm an idiot. The birthday party's on Sunday. I go to the birthday party on Saturday. I feel like a total fucking moron. But then I go back home to my girl, and my girl's looking at her like, you were gonna let her go to a birthday party like this?
Yes.
And I look at her, and she's got like mud, basically, like splotches of mud on her face from playing on the playground and shit. And she's wearing like the worst fucking outfit. And I'm like, oh right, like I have to care about how my kid looks in public because the other parents are gonna fucking judge based on that shit. And then because I ended up taking her on Sunday too, one of the parents is like, oh, I was scrolling through Twitter the other day and I saw you talking about Kendrick and Drake, and I'm just like,
That's bad.
What else do you
please,
know? What else
God,
did you see
tell me
on
you did not
Twitter?
read the responses. Like, what the fuck? Like, oh, man.
There's a lot worse things they can see on your Twitter, though, to be fair.
Well, I assume that, like, her saying that was kind of like a euphemism from some of the other things she might have seen from me.
That's
Yeah.
her saying, I've seen your cock.
Yeah, that's what she was saying.
I don't want to be
Twitter-
responsible for that, man. She might
Twitter,
never recover after she
Instagram-
sees my meat.
Hey,
Yeah.
God
Pretty
bless
sure
her.
that you got a foot long fucking.
God bless her relationship
Yeah. Might
and the
have.
sanctity of it.
Might have really thrown a wrench in her relationship. Yeah. And we can't get too specific, but Lush One and I will be appearing on the Lush One podcast tomorrow on a sequence.
On a sequence, shout out to my perro.
On a sequence.
Comparator, we're going up. So
And
you are officially joining us.
I am officially
'Cause
joining you, and we have some surprises.
Yeah.
So I'll just tell the people out there.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, this is definitely the whole entire no jumper sphere is going to lose their goal.
This is going to look like just a regular old pod compared to that. This is good conversation here, but this is going to kind of rock and shock the nation.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
sick one.
On a sequence.
Like the Emancipation
See.
Proclamation, right? Like,
Shit, I might need to cop an 8. You got an 8 on you?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yep. And I got an 8 ball. You want both?
sheesh.
Honestly, that is a good idea, but no, I don't want to do that because if I start hitting speedballs on the podcast, I'm probably not going to be able to come back from that.
That would be interesting.
Factoid.
A
Okay.
little key bump.
Yeah, it never hurt nobody. They kind of make you
It's
land,
hurt people.
it make you land the plane
It's hurt
smoothly.
people.
Yeah, unfortunately nowadays.
Would you? Okay, let me do this before we jump into Kendrick and Drake. Would you like to apologize for saying that Smack was a Shermhead? Because yesterday he was on Instagram Live with the Bricc waving it at the camera, saying he never did Sherm before. Now he did say that he played with his nose,
He's doubling down that he's for sure a Sherm head.
so you think the opposite is true?
Yeah. Waving the blick at the camera is still fried brain cell activity.
That's Shermhead behavior. You're right. Yeah.
It's excellent.
How's he never done
It's
Sherm?
Bricc baby
I've done
behavior.
Sherm.
And how do you look like that if you never did Sherm? Sherm was like his excuse, right? Like otherwise, what's going on?
I mean, the powder mixed with the Chris,
It's essentially the same thing. Like
yeah, you could get like
different-
that through a lot of different
Not
things.
Sherm
yeah.
is not the same.
No, it's not. It's not. Sherm is like
definitely
it's a
an intense
psychedelic.
hallucinogen.
Exactly.
That's what I was just about to say.
It's a what
yeah,
hallucinogen?
intense.
Okay.
hallucinogen.
No, that's accurate because it really do like give you an out of body experience.
Super.
You've done it a bunch?
Oh, I mean, look, if you grew
from
up,
LA.
yeah, if you grew up
LA.
in the '90s in LA and smoked weed, particularly with essays, not even exclusively, but if you for sure, then you've gotten wet.
Sherm is angel
1000%.
dust. It's all the same.
So I shouldn't do it.
It's like honestly,
late
Or
Like-
could I just get on a sick one time?
yeah.
On
This
a
late in
sequel.
life, we wouldn't want you to go left for your family for that long. Like
It's that good.
I wouldn't do it on a
yeah.
podcast if you were going to try. I'm just surprised. Like all that time in New York, you never smoked leak on nothing. Like that's the thing. Leak is the same thing. They call
I
it
didn't even
leak
smoke
out
a lot
there.
of weed when I was in New York. We were riding bikes all day, every day. Like the kids at the skate park be rolling up a blunt. I hit it a couple times and be like fucked up from like hitting the blunt a couple
This
times.
type of shit makes you not feel bullets.
Yeah, exactly. You have this inflated sense of power. That's what led
You
to
get-
Big Lurch eating, like allegedly eating the bitch's lung or whatever. The woman, the
Wait, a
RIP.
lung? He ripped up in the chest and
Yes,
took a lung out?
Yes, there's like pieces of yes.
Bro,
Yes.
I don't know if we could play it, but like the dude off of PCP and fucking what was that, DC?
That's
got
huge
shot.
out there.
He was asshole naked,
Huge
getting
out there.
shot. He's still running at the police and shit.
Yeah, that's what Aunt Glizzy's on.
And Glizzy
Just
for
kidding.
sure.
Just
Water.
kidding, Aunt Glizzy.
That water.
Water.
Yeah, but that's also what that fool.
Yeah, Gleesh.
Remember the Wu-Tang affiliate Christ bearer that chopped his dick off and jumped off the building?
Yes, that's like one of the greatest stories in hip hop history.
That's
Vlad interviewed him, I'm
Vlad
pretty
did
sure.
that.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's Sherman Deuce,
for
100%.
Uh-huh.
That type of shit. If you ever seen somebody just beating up a brick wall, that my mind's playing tricks on me. You're a hip hop fan. You like that song?
Yeah,
Classic.
Classic. All about Smoke and Sherm.
1000%.
Let's see if we can get it.
I feel like Sherm's low key also got replaced by fucking Tunchi. You know what I mean? By that K2.
For sure, it's the same shit. I told motherfuckers when I was in jail, I spoke that shit. I said, that's Sherm, nigga. I don't know what y'all talking about. I came and sat down. I said, that's water.
And
I don't know if it's a new thing.
I just tried 2 different Shy Glizzy numbers while trying to call Aunt Glizzy. By accident, I dialed Shy Glizzy 2 times.
I was about to say, I got Shy shit.
I'm artfully ignoring Shay Glizzy, who is sandwiched between the two in my fucking call list. I've only spoken to her one time.
I'm so fucking awesome.
Let's see if we can get the Aunt Glizzinator on here.
I was about to say, I call Shy. Shy gonna pick up.
You call them together. Put them together. Oh, my.
He gonna be bad.
Now we're talking. Oh, damn. He fucking immediately X'd out of my call. Damn.
He's fucking watching.
I'm all right. Damn, cuh.
Damn, cuz those cyber crip, nigga.
Oh, I should send him my picture. Yeah. No, that's a real crip right there.
He's a cyber crip.
I'm going to send him a selfie. Maybe that'll get it done. Damn, no, I got to go off Do Not Disturb so in case he calls back. But okay, where were we? Let's get into it. I think that we should issue our official thoughts on the war that seems like it may just be over. Okay, no, actually, we have to do this instead. What up?
Hey, you gonna get us a copyright strike.
What do you say?
This how I'm living in real life, Adam.
You driving around?
Turn the music down.
Can you turn the music down? What's going on? We live.
What's good?
No, I'm with Lush One and Bricc Baby.
Yeah,
What's
nigga.
good?
Yeah,
hanging
nigga.
with you.
Yo, Adam, because you know you call me bro.
Hey, your broke ass in that vet. Hey, look, hey, you your broke ass in the vet.
I bought this cash complimentary of no jumper, man. I think y'all don't want to talk about me for another week.
Hey, hell yeah. Tell them folks you went through my pockets and we'll make up another one.
Hey, Bricc, baby, I'm going to give you your weed back, man. You
Yeah, bring them zips, cuz. Bring them zips when you touch down, cuz. I need my 2 zips back.
Sheesh.
I'm going to give you your zips back. What's up, though, Adam?
I'm chilling, man. I just wanted to tap in. We were just running our mouth about how everybody in DC smokes Sherm, and we were wondering if you were on that.
You smoked water before.
Nah, I don't smoke Sherm, but I feel like if DC smokes Sherm, Adam, you on ass.
I mean, I'm about it.
He on ass regardless, bro, whether it was Sherm involved or not. Hey, listen.
Pause.
You assistant ass bandicoot.
Hey, listen. So you ain't never tried no water, no game? I know.
Hey, bro, I'm retarded like from birth, though. I don't even need drugs. I'm high without being high.
Hey, but a lot of niggas around you smoke water
a
in
lot
DC.
of that water
shit
out
like
there.
LA with that water, bro. That's what we were just talking about. Like, nigga, that shit, it's an epidemic out there, or it used to be.
Still is low key.
Nah, that shit was in the 80s. Niggas doing like boot up, like boot Molly and shit. They smoking Molly and shit like that.
Smoking Molly?
Gotta do
That
that.
works?
Smoking Molly.
Yo, my question is just what's going on with you and Fat Trell? I seen some clickbait saying that you like made him retreat. What's going on?
I just left Fat Trail Hood, like literally. I swear, like 2 minutes ago, like literally.
What were you doing? Just looking for him?
I was about to do an interview, but my partner ain't out there right now.
Half a mile.
Oh wait, no,
Florida Avenue
no, come back.
Oh shit! I like that idea. Yo, so do you think should you come out here or should I go to DC?
I feel like you can come to DC. You safe with me, Adam. I don't know. You can't promise me nothing out there, but I can promise you ain't no.
Hey. Oh, 6 so that's how you play, gay? That's how you
Nah,
coming with me? Oh, rolling?
It ain't even that though, bro. It's so much politics with California,
Bro,
I ain't into politics.
it's me, cuz. Look at who you talk about.
Hey, bro, they
Hey,
killed Nipsey
cuz.
Hussle out there, motherfucker.
Listen, bro, nigga, on the dead homies that ain't going down around this
I'm
motherfucker.
just saying, hey, bro, if they could kill Nip in California, I know for a fact I could get pinned to a tree.
Man,
out
they
that
killed
motherfucker.
JFK, nigga. He was the president.
Yeah.
They can kill anybody.
And he did roll the drop top though.
what I'm here to tell you is, Adam, come to DC, you cool, bro. Like, you good here, you with me, you all right. Just put it together. Adam, you can bring Bricc, baby, what you don't give a fuck. I be in the suburbs, bro. Y'all good.
But he gonna have to bring like extra weed so that he can still have something to smoke after the shit you take from him.
Give him his zip back.
Get my zip back. He ain't getting his lick back. You getting his zip back?
Hey man, tell him.
Stop cloud chasing. I stole it.
Yeah. He said I stole it. He didn't even know. Yeah, listen, bro. Oh, the dead homies. I telling them I done been in all the projects and shit with y'all down there, man. Them 2-zip. You know I ain't never bust the pack open, man. So I don't really know about them 2-zip, man. Y'all from LA. Once it get to where it's going, man, I ain't never used the scale before. Please.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Shock Glizzy ain't never took you to his hood. He can't do that.
Bang that. You can't put that on your dad. I've been right there on Second. What's that? 2nd Street, 3rd Street. Nigga in the apartments right there.
See, that ain't his house. That ain't his hood. He from 37.
So who hood is that? Where the apartments was at?
I don't know. Probably a hotel or something. Cool.
Nah, it wasn't no nigga. It was very deadly over there.
It wasn't his neighborhood. It must be two sides.
It must be two sides. Nah, I don't know. I know a nigga got popped while I was over there, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know where I was at. I wasn't too far from the White House.
Let me just let y'all know. Niggas riding around like this. Niggas get shot every day, B.
You be all right.
This just niggas get shot every day, B. They be all right.
I'm gonna shoot somebody on Pennsylvania Avenue. All right, I'm gonna hit you up and set that shit up.
All right, put it together, though, Adam. I got you.
I appreciate you, gang. I got friends everywhere. Look at me.
I was in DC for my birthday a couple years ago. They brought me out, and they brought me. I think it's Southeast is the hood out there. They brought me to the.
Yeah, that's where we was at.
The janky. It was dope though. It was lit. It was some party in these apartments. It was like it wasn't the Jacks, but it was like Section 8 housing type
like
shit.
Yeah.
It looked like the Jacks.
You might have been the same place I was at.
Low key, and like but there are parties. They had all these strippers come through and shit, bitches. But I was like, okay, like y'all turn up. I wasn't even mad.
I need everybody to let me know all the drill rappers in DC that I got to tap in with.
There's a lot of
the young, dangerous Cambodians out there.
The young ones, I don't know about the young ones.
I don't know.
Gleesh is crazy.
Yeah, Gleesh.
Yeah. Since when, Young Gleesh?
Since when?
Yeah, but Young Gleesh ain't been there.
No.
Well, maybe he is actually. I don't know if he's in LA anymore.
There's a bunch of.
I let him come shoot that in the hood.
For real? Yeah.
He was in the alley with like 40 of us.
The Wasabi video?
Since when?
Oh, no, okay.
You that nigga on the block since when?
I can never get enough of my issue. I used to listen to Young Gleesh so much. And that was the first ever interview that I did that didn't come out as a result of him basically like incriminating the fuck out of himself while he had an open case.
Really?
So that was my first ever interview that didn't come out as a result of the content.
Are you talking about the case from Texas?
Yes.
I was with him that night.
And
literally, Will Hoops was like managing both of. No, I was with him. I went to a whole nother spot. I had a threesome with the bitches consensually. You know what I'm saying? Me and Debbie was staying inside of another house. This is my best friend Debbie,
right?
Little Debbie. So we're staying.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. So we're staying in the house. I ain't gonna say the names of the two bitches I hit that night.
Yeah, please don't. That's too much information. We don't gotta glow them up.
But no, we was together the whole night, and he got those bitches. They was doing their thing. They went their way. They Airbnb was like literally 2 blocks away. Ours is over here. Wake up in the morning. It's a nigga knocking on the back door talking about I gotta get to the airport. I'm like, what you gotta do is get the fuck away from here. You know what I mean? I'm not finna help you with none of that right there, gang.
I'll put it like this. I did the interview and I had like a couple of my BMX homies just hanging out or whatever, and they're obviously like not that well versed in like DC street slang type shit.
You're still in downtown at this point? Or?
Yeah. And so we do the whole interview. He talks at length about his situation where he got arrested for alleged rape or whatever the fuck it was.
He beat it though.
He did. He beat it. I feel like whatever.
I don't know.
Do your Googles if you want to find out what happened. I believe he's innocent, but like I think some shit happened. But either way, like my homies, after we get done the interview, one of them just goes to me. He's like, "So, was he saying he did it?" And I'm like, "No, he was saying the exact opposite of that." But it's like, you know, there's a certain way you should speak when you're talking about like really, really serious shit like that. And he was talking just like he was just hanging out on the block, like just whatever.
Yeah.
And he has so much slang and shit that honestly, it was just a mess. Like, it's really, really good that it didn't come out. But that's not why it didn't come out. I sent it to his lawyer. His lawyer listens to the first 10 minutes, and there's part of it where he's like, man, the way I grew up, we used to shoot at N-words for fun. The lawyer hears that, boom, it's not coming out.
For sure.
Because he got open cases like that.
Yeah,
Even though it's totally unrelated.
Yeah, it's building the character.
It's not good for his.
That's not a good testament to his character.
But he was just saying it on some regular rapper shit, saying, yeah, growing up, we used to shoot people, you know? Fucking.
Which could be exonerated by like, hey, this is for the purpose of entertainment. This is the character that I'm portraying.
He's the only person in the world that calls fireweed boof.
Right.
No, I've heard that like
that was quite confusing to
It
me at
used
the
to be
time.
like,
yeah.
you got some booth? Like, no, nigga, I got some gas. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Then he had that booth pack, shorty. I got pounds of the booth.
Yeah.
what was
my boy.
Was XXX Tentacion?
That's who I was thinking of. He used to say that shit
Just
too because he
bought-
didn't smoke weed like that, so he was just talking.
Just bought a pound of the boof.
Yeah.
Maybe, but in Florida at that time, they might have had some.
He was sleeping in the car back then. He was
Some
probably
low mid.
serving people out the booth pack. Yeah.
He was probably a Gleesh fan when he was a
Yeah.
kid.
Maybe a little bit of that too. Okay. Last one.
Yes, sir.
Hit me with your analysis of where we stand right now at the Kendrick and Drake beef. There is so much to talk about this. I would just say let's make sure that we breathe and that we spread this out. I want to really identify exactly where we're at, because this might be the last time that we have a serious discussion about, well, it certainly won't be the last time, but this might be our final word for this chapter of what has arguably, and we can get into this argument a little bit later, but it arguably has been the biggest rap beef in the history of rap.
This is the only rap beef since Biggie and Pac that was covered by national news outlets. You know, like there was no like newspapers talking about rap beef. There was no morning shows, you know what I mean? Like making quippy remarks, joking about it and analyzing this is the biggest.
Look at that. 3 hours ago, the New York Times, the Kendrick Lamar versus Drake beef explained.
That's what I'm saying.
What are we talking
You know what
about?
I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's
And we're at a crazy inflection point moment of realizing like, oh, this was a rap beef, and now it is slowly becoming something else, because with the Cash XO getting his security guard shot, and now the OVO security guard getting shot, it's like, oh, this is actually like having ramifications that are going to be the kind of stuff that we're not going to be laughing at.
well, yeah. If there's even any relation between the, you know what I mean, like,
I've heard from pretty reliable sources that that's what it looks like.
and at the end of the day, nobody really knows except for parties involved. There's a lot of different stories going around, but as far as the actual music element of it, at this point, I thought that Drake was an incredible chess player, and he is. And the fact that a pop star of such a high magnitude is even being discussed as a supreme lyricist and going back and forth with arguably, a Pulitzer Prize winning pen. And that's that's not a metaphor. He literally won a Pulitzer Prize. This is one of the greatest, like, just writers of text or creators of words of this generation and several before it, Kendrick Lamar. Now, as far as like the beef goes, Kendrick is playing three-dimensional cyborg chess from another dimension. First of all, how do you combat Drake, the dude whose sales records are being compared to Michael Jackson's, and he's like, I got more hits than the Beatles, dog. You know, you're talking about this guy right here. Well, you start off, you know that you don't make the best club bangers, Kendrick, right? We haven't listened to a song in the club by Kendrick Lamar since low-key ever, because
Drake, pull up, Drake. That's only because it was about
and
alcohol.
Okay. So we're going back to 2012.
But you have to skip over a couple albums to really like get a club banger from him.
With that being said, he's like, what's the smartest thing I could do? Oh, I'm gonna hop on a Future and Metro Boomin song to get a charting record that's gonna be played at fucking Payless shoe stores and Target and everywhere across the world. You know what I mean? Like, so that was a chess move in and of itself. I'm gonna just start this out hitting You Where It Hurts, which is on the charts, because Drake cannot be compared to Kendrick or any other artist in that capacity.
But
right?
just to lay out the order of operations, I did a podcast with your friend Whack 100 on Thursday, and on that podcast we were having a conversation that my statement on Thursday. Now keep in mind this is Tuesday, 5 days or so later.
That's
my statement,
bestie right there.
that it is, my friend. Yes, but like so, 5 days before today, I was saying that I didn't feel like Kendrick had taken a full W in the battle because, and keep in mind, Thursday, that's like 2 days after Euphoria drops, right?
Yeah. Right.
And so at that moment, to me, I felt like, look at Kendrick. He's taking his shots at Drake. Everybody else, Rick Ross, Future, etc., they've all taken their shots, and we're looking at Drake, and Drake seems to have taken no damage.
Yeah.
I think now, 5 days removed from the craziest Friday night maybe ever in the history of hip-hop music, you can no longer say that Drake has taken no damage.
Right.
So Friday, I go to the burger spot with Kareem. I get home, boom. Drake drops his record. Kendrick drops his within an hour of that shit. Mm-hmm. And then immediately fucking follows it up. And that to me, it's like, that to me is the chess move that seemed the most significant in all of this, is that he really inundated Drake with so much music that it kind of just like it like outpaced Drake's output.
Right. Well, definitely.
Yeah.
And which
Which is not really a technique that we've seen in rap history, to like have the records on deck and release them immediately after like that. Like that stands out a lot.
The Game was like that with 50. And remember, the Game was making entire songs. He was making albums,
Yeah.
DVDs.
And all that, but it wasn't rapid fire.
It wasn't, but it was like,
It was no way to rapid fire.
It was
to get that many discs print up and all that in one day.
When you heard Family Matters, it felt like, oh, he won. Like, this is going to be really tough for Kendrick to outperform in terms of that song. And then Kendrick just, I don't know. It's like, I feel like he just kind of flooded the zone, and he made it so that it was impossible for you to really pay attention to the Family Matters thing. And then the Not Like Us thing.
I mean,
on a musical level, that song just feels like such a massive fucking hit. And every single time I hear it, like, people are already playing like clips of it playing during NBA games and stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't think of anything that's gonna fuck Drake up in the head much more than a song that's literally calling you a PEDO file on a fucking song that's gonna be played on that level. Now, this is upsetting to me to a certain extent because of the fact that this is a totally unfounded allegation. Like, this is not something that's really rooted in reality. The worst things that you can say about Drake in that regard are basically like that you've had a couple of weird lyrics, and then there's this one clip of you with the girl on stage that realistically, let's be real, he didn't have anything to do with her being on stage.
Well,
His fucking team pulled her out of the crowd.
It was the fact that she said she was 17, then proceeded to be kissed in the mouth.
Well, she said that before?
Yeah, before the kiss in the mouth.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
He's like, how old are you? She's like 17. He's like, oh, damn. Like, and the whole crowd like, oh.
And he kissed her on the lips after that?
He was like, yeah,
I didn't know
but
that.
she beautiful. Then he kissed her.
I haven't watched that clip in a few years.
Also, you don't find there's something odd about like the open fandom of teenage girls and young girls. Like, oh, I'm a huge fan of these different like high school basketball player girls, and following them and being off. That's just a little bit odd. I'm not saying that's
a little odd, yeah.
That's cool.
But to call him a pedophile on a fucking giant record like that?
Yeah.
The only shit that you can point to is that girl was up under Universal's umbrella after that. Her dad was at the show. Her and her dad started a record.
Wait, who are you talking about now?
The girl that got her name.
Oh, the girl at the show.
Yeah,
okay,
the girl at the show. And it's like,
I mean, she spoke out clearing his name.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Right.
She's been up under him the whole time. And it's like, all right, cool. Whatever the case is. The only thing that they could even point to is that. And it's like, all right, I wouldn't have did it. I don't think he should have did it.
He probably wouldn't have done it if he had like been cognizant of what was happening in the moment as well.
Yeah, it will. I mean, I think it caught him off guard clearly, but regardless, like it's, you know, it's the collage of all these different factors coming together. But regardless, if it's true or not, this is battle rap philosophy 101. You're whatever religion I say you are. Oh, you're not Buddhist. Well, this battle you a Buddhist.
Yeah.
And I got bars pointing it out, and I'm gonna make it make sense. So whether it's true or not doesn't matter in the context of the record, where you have millions of people now referring to you as such, and it's getting played in the club. And what did I say he needed to do last week? I said he needs a motherfucking West Coast banger produced by a legendary West Coast producer. He needs to get in his corrupt calling out names bag.
Exactly.
And his, you feel me? Like that's what he needs. His DJ Quick dollars and cents bag. And I was like, oh, maybe have Quick produce it. But he did something even crazier. He got DJ Mustard, who were kind of hungry for that sound for some reason. When's the last time Mustard was fucking on the charts? I think it was 2021. That Ty Dolla $ign featuring Janae Aiko song. I think it's from 2020. That's 4 years ago, the last charting DJ Mustard song, all right? Now, as soon as we heard that Mustard on a beat, I was juice. I'm already sold. That's all I needed to hear. And it wasn't just because I have this West Coast bias. Like, I'm cool with Drake.
I almost had tears in my eyes.
We know. You got the tweet.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
there's a flick.
Yeah, exactly. There's multiple flicks, videos. Like, I posted battles with him. He's always showed love. You know what I mean? Like, he's a cool-ass dude. But on some rapping shit, like, that's what you supposed to do. That's why Back to Back was so hot. You feel me? Because Back to Back resonated.
Crazy.
Yeah, that resonated.
This song had, I don't give a fuck where you go, but from fucking New Mexico on back to the water and from San Diego to Seattle will be played in
They
the
not
club
like us.
for the next.
They not like us.
For the next 2 years, you're gonna have to hear this. Every time you hit the West Coast, you're gonna have to hear this song. We haven't had a banger like this.
And that's why when I say that Drake hadn't taken any damage, when I said that on Thursday, that seemed true to me at that time. It feels like somehow this collage of different disses has incurred some serious damage because Drake is going to have to be the guy where, think about this. Every time he goes to an NBA game, every time he goes outside the crib in general, he's at risk of that fucking song playing. It just takes one salty DJ to hit play on that shit.
History repeating itself.
That's like this karmic debt to the universe exactly.
Meek Mill just had to go through that for a couple years.
Yeah. Like he might have to stay inside for a couple months just to like eliminate or only attend events in which he is very close with the DJ.
Or go crazy. Or go crazy on the Mustard beat. I said go crazy on the Mustard beat.
But whatever he puts out now, it doesn't feel like it could possibly have the impact because Drake put out a song yesterday that was essentially like a
explanation.
It was like a community note to explain like, hey, I'm not into little girls. Hey, you actually like your girl seems to have left you and maybe that kid isn't yours.
It was on the defensive.
It was on the defensive and it felt like the end. And it felt like the tone with Drake was kind of like, all right,
I'm over this
done.
shit.
You judge it how you want to judge it. I thought my shit was better. A lot of people think your shit was better. Whatever, bro.
Whatever.
That's essentially what he said.
I know, and that's like a weird tone to take in a battle. Like in a battle rap sphere, you've lost once you take on that tone, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is this, like you said, Drake was low-key, despite the fact Kendrick had that #1 record, that's still a Future and Boomin's. That's Boomin's song, really, right?
Yeah.
You feel me? And then you got fucking Future. Like, that's not really your record, Kendrick. That was cool. Little diss, you calling out your little shots, you're alluding to some shit. Like, but at the end of the day, Drake was low-key up. And in battle rap, you could be up the first 2 rounds. You could have Calico versus Loaded Lux. Calico is like low-key clearly winning the first 2, but then that 3rd round comes and it's a fucking fatal death blow. And that's not to say that like the Meet the Graham shit wasn't hard with the Alchemist production. Like
it wasn't.
Yeah, Alchemist on the beat. Come on, you can't lose.
I don't really care. The Meet the Grams was like you not matching energy. He doubled back and matched that energy.
It hit different.
Energy.
And he kept it West from the beginning, from the Rodney O and Joe Cooley sample on the first joint to, you feel me, all the different fools, like from the way he has the Alchemist joint. He has Mustard he's bringing back. Like, that's keeping it West. And
all the way.
And this is what happens when fools are unifying and dissing other people as opposed to internal conflict, which we are so prone to.
But can we just acknowledge how corny it is seeing all of these washed LA rap personalities who are like basically on Twitter acting as if this is their W? It's like, no, Kendrick caught a big W. His team caught a big W.
Yeah.
Your career is still in the trash cans. You got 5,000 Twitter likes. I feel you. I know it feels good, but don't be acting like this is a W for you. Your shit is still washed.
Who are you talking?
Listen, I'm talking about a whole lot of people. I ain't naming no names. I'm just saying that there's a lot of West Coast personalities trying to claim this body, and it ain't working. Like, you are washed.
It's a dub.
It's over with.
It's a dub for K-Dot at the end of the day. That's it.
How do they hop back in? They jump into beef?
It's just, you've seen a lot of people whose careers are totally washed and want to become hip-hop commentators as soon as there's something like big to commentate on, you know?
Kendrick has 2 W's. And it's not, okay, W with the Drake shit, but W how you come in and bully somebody's beef. and
Yeah.
take over. This was a Metro. If Metro don't trade, we ain't even talking about Metro except for fucking Metro grooming.
Drake has yet to diss Future in all this. Like, he damn near didn't say shit about Future. Nothing, nothing substantial.
And that's the thing that we have to kind of admire Drake for. He's taken on the entire industry. Everybody's on his helmet. You feel me? And he's got like Ja Morant, all these random people commentating on it, like going against it. Like, that's a lot to endure. And he's holding his own. But you're right, he hasn't addressed a
Ja
lot of
Morant is a young boy fan, so that's where that energy comes from.
But still, like, that holds weight when you have all these people simultaneously.
Oh yeah,
you
no,
know what I'm saying?
it's
Like,
a rap. Just drop an album, Drake. Like, I don't know what
you need
to say.
another one dance.
Okay, yeah,
Just
but-
do like a one dance type beat.
But that's
You
the
feel me?
argument,
Like,
is that he hasn't exactly made a fucking one dance. He hasn't made a real hit in the last couple albums.
it could come to him.
And I agree
No
with you.
Diddy.
I still think he's got those songs in him. It's just the fact that, as like, once people really want to not believe in you, it can be really hard for like, I don't know, like the next time he drops, it's like, it's just gonna have to be something spectacular.
He got to
like,
go on tour with Baby Drill. Him and Baby Drill got to do a collab tape now.
Okay, but
Because they
right
said
there.
that he using the A.
Bad idea, obviously. But then on top of that, Kendrick has
Never.
kind of like erased his ability to like go get these like
Atlanta rap.
like if he fucks with like another like young gangster ass rapper and stuff, people are gonna immediately kind of go with Kendrick's logic that he placed on him and be like, oh, you're running to this drill rapper to give you the hard edge that you think you need to be
But
relevant
he
right now.
uses Atlanta as essentially a metaphor for that, because it's not just Atlanta. He
All right,
goes
well, go to Boss
'cause
Man D-Lo.
Drake goes all over the place. You feel me? He's fucking with fools from every region, including doing the joint with Draco the Ruler, who a lot of people are saying heavily influenced the first 30 seconds of Kendrick's joint. You know what I mean? Like, and I got to be honest with you. I 1000% hear it. Like, if there's a way to
sure.
AI engineer and just take fucking Draco's voice and put it over those first 30 seconds, you'll hear fucking Long Live the Ruler. You'll hear him rapping.
If he
right
brought
there.
out an AI Draco on that song, that would have been.
Well,
This is
people are
Draco.
people are mixing
This
it with
is-
Mr. Get Dough.
This is
Like,
Dracoville.
yeah.
This is a land of Draco flows retwisted. This is what everybody in LA do. I don't care if you're lying and saying that you're not. You are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
all the
for
dudes
sure.
that's popping
For
right
sure.
now have Draco in their flow.
But do you
it's
think-
a couple original dudes?
Do you
out
think
right now.
Kendrick tapping in with that flow was a little bit of an homage
Yeah.
that he is not necessarily able to verbalize for political reasons because of the fact that Draco was basically the most hated fucking rapper in Los Angeles by
Yeah, he was,
where
that
Kendrick
was a
comes
shout
from.
out. That was a clear shout out.
It was, but like I think,
But the kind of shout out where he doesn't have to admit it's a shout out.
well, it's like at the end of the day, it did spark conversation that's going to reach a lot of people, and a lot of people who don't know. Because I even know from my little sphere of whoever I'm like, when I'm putting out like posts online and fools are, some people are still like who's Draco? Da, 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 da. And there's people in a lot of other regions that ain't hip, as legendary as he is and ubiquitous as he is to us down here in California, especially LA, the epicenter of it. There's a lot of people out there who now are becoming hip to it from it. And like Draco's lady, her the baby mama said recently, like when she was like, hey, Drake's done way more for me than Kendrick ever has. Like, he put millions of dollars in my man's hand, and now our kids are going to be able to, or our kids going to be able to eat for eternity off of the royalties of one joint. And she basically like put that in our IG story. You know what I mean? And,
that's interesting.
And Ralphie pointed out all the different references, you know what I'm saying? Like all the, from Man Down to Walk Him Down, and all these certain like Draco-isms, jabroni, like obviously The Rock is cooking, but the Draco is still influencing motherfuckers, you feel me? Because a lot of people, you can't deny that the lingo, it's not just the actual flow, but the lingo. Because I heard some Bricc Baby in there, you feel
I
me?
wasn't even going to talk
I
about
heard some
that
Bricc
right
Baby in
now.
there.
Because I putting Bricc Baby next to a Draco conversation is like kind of being like.
You just happen to be sitting next to me, and it
self-centered.
happens to be
You're
a
alive.
fact.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't even. I was letting you have that moment. I wasn't even gonna be like, and Bricc Baby, like you know.
You see,
what
I mean,
no.
I'd be remiss to not mention like.
But he did have the lingo in there. It's definitely like, I feel like everybody's watching the social media clips and all this shit and gaining all their information off of this. But this isn't the first time that the lingo's been bitten from Kendrick Lamar. I don't know if it's direct or whatever. But You get what I'm saying? Like
he said it on the recipe. He had the, you feel me,
he
smoking
said,
that.
he, on the recipe, he said OG Killer in my swisher. I be smoking Jason. I had a song called Getting High. It got like 500,000 views. It was like one of my first songs. And I said that was my last bar.
That
like,
exact line?
Yeah, OG Killer in my swisher, nigga. I be smoking Jason.
Do you think it was an homage or an accident?
We might be living through the same. I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
This happens often in hip hop.
Hey, he's a legend. I'm not complaining about it at all. Like,
but they
if
say
you
the same
tapped
thing
into my
about Drake.
culture, like it's cool, but I'm like, the bar was hella crazy. That's not like a bar that
It's very specific.
Yeah, just not a bar that somebody big spit and then I spit it, then he spit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people bars get flipped like that's crazy.
There's no way. Basically, on the last diss, this fool Drake straight up says, like, yeah, I kind of was feeling that last joint. Like, even that's waving the white flag right there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, you got one.
Yeah, and you can't even fucking like diss if he wants to. Because I said it'd be kind of hard if Drake flipped the script and referenced Draco and like shouted him out. You feel me? And that could be a strong angle for him to use. But at the same token, Drake's liberally borrowed from Too Short, from Rappin' Forte, from, you know what I'm saying? Like,
All right, I have a question. When Drake says
Jay-Z with
when
Big.
Drake says you don't bang a set, and he says the game bangs a set, even Chris Brown bangs a set.
He just don't know Kendrick.
That's what I'm saying. Like has Kendrick renounced his hood affiliation at a certain point?
Kendrick just don't be private and so like priding himself off of his gang culture. So I guess people think that he a non-affiliate. I don't know if we posted, but you know, hey,
Fools know what time it is.
I was surprised to hear him say that though, because is he basically saying like, yeah, you might like be from a hood, but you don't actively claim it enough for me to give you the credit of saying that you actually bang it?
But also
don't know him.
But obviously, like the fact is Kendrick severely downplays gang affiliations.
The push-ups was in his hood, wasn't they? The
You're telling
push-ups
me, I
that
don't
you
know.
talk about, they at the park.
Look
I
like a
thought it
regular
was in
park to me,
Compton.
but
Yeah, I thought it was a park in Compton. I thought that was the reason why he was showing himself doing push-ups.
Well, it's
But I've seen him at parks in Compton. I've seen him popping
It's no
out
secret.
where it's
Like
at.
Kendrick grew up in the West Sides. He speaks about it openly.
Come on,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Like
Right.
people.
okay, this is my other thing about it too. And this is my main qualm with the verdict that seems like it has been sent down by the people. And I say this as somebody who, like, I thought Takeover was better than Ether. Like,
I did too.
Thank you. I was a strong, but I came into it as more of a Jay-Z fan than a
Jay-Z is
Nas
Drake.
fan.
Jay-Z is Drake right now.
Me
I
too.
loved,
for sure.
yeah, I loved Jay-Z so much that I always, I felt like Takeover was the better record, but at the same time, I had to accept that the people felt the way that they felt. I kind of feel like Drake's accusations, the dirt that he brought to the surface, was better and more accurate than what Kendrick brought to the surface. But that doesn't change. I still can't, escape the energy in the air and the fact that so many people seem like they're willing to give Kendrick the W. But from my perspective, I now actually believe that Kendrick is no longer with his girl, that he moved to Brooklyn to be away from her. And I also, in terms of the whole thing of like Dave Free fathering one of his kids, I mean, if that's not true, I would have expected a rebuttal by now, at least like a subtle rebuttal from somebody. Subtle rebuttal. We should remember
Subtle
that.
rebuttal, the
but
butthole.
just in general, that seems like it has legs. And on the other hand, I do not believe that Drake is into children, and I do not believe that Drake has an 11-year-old daughter. So to me, those things right there kind of feel like that should like count as more of an L for Kendrick. But the public doesn't seem like they've processed it that way.
We don't see nothing but negative.
Well, the thing is this.
Like the positive never will be. It would never outweigh the negative in this situation. Like, he lied, but then you could pull up one clip, so you're fried on that.
And the thing is
like,
that
it doesn't matter what else is
Kendrick's psychological analysis of Drake and his analysis of why Drake is a loser just seemed to be like more compelling to people. Like they bought in on it more than Drake's evaluation of Kendrick rapping like he tried to free the slaves.
Slavery
I
shit
honestly think
was
that
crazy.
that bar,
he flipped it in a dope ass way though.
Crazy, bro.
that's some shit that if Draco had said that, everybody would have been like, because we expect that ignorance from someone like him. But with Drake saying it, especially given that his blackness was very much in question during this, it felt like that turned all of the woke people against him, all of the educated people against him.
And then he came with the flipped when he flipped the slave terminology,
right,
and talked about how Atlanta was like.
And I was today years old when I learned that shit, by the way. Like, I actually learned about, as knowledgeable as a person as I'd like to claim to be, like, I didn't realize that the railroads, like, all originated in Atlanta and shit like that. I was, like, ignorant to that part of history right there. And it makes perfect fucking sense. Like, it's like just a Mecca in the South.
Yeah, for sure. It's still the Black Mecca. I mean, it's like,
I just didn't know the railroad.
You go down there and look up your last name in Plantation, you can pull up to one for sure. Like, not like that. Like, we know
what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, I swear to God.
I'm going to make a phone call to someone who I respect the opinion of very much. This is somebody who feels strongly that Drake is in fact the winner of the battle.
Let's talk about
this is a dissident voice. Danny. Danny, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. Sorry, I'm about to step inside, but I heard you needed some signs done, so I stopped by.
This is Danny from The Stop. Everybody search up Danny from The Stop on YouTube, one of the greatest commentators around right now. He is, in fact, a New Yorker. I would like to bring you in as a dissident voice, somebody who's been very vocal on Twitter and whatnot about the fact that you do think that Drake has won the battle, which is I'm seeing so many polls that have like 80% plus of people saying that they think Kendrick won. What are the primary factors that make you feel like Drake has dominated?
Well, there's several factors. I think Family Matters remains the best record of all of the disses. I also think Drake is more listenable, which matters to me. I know people are trying to take that away from Drake. They're trying to take his greatest strengths away. I don't like that. I don't like what they're doing in Kendrick's Lamar land. And I also think a lot of fan bases, several fan bases, you got the Riri Navy, you got the Kanye people, all pretending to be Kendrick Lamar fans right now. And I think years after the nuclear dust of this battle is over, we will see that Drake was victorious, or at least it was closer than what everyone's making it seem. And The Hard Part 6 was also a good masterclass of lyricism. So I will give it to Kendrick. He was a little bit more strategic. You really got the impression that he locked down in a bunker and really got ready for war. Whereas Drake, I don't know if he did that, but I still think he made the better songs.
So you don't feel like the Not Like Us thing is the big hit record from all this? Because, to a certain extent, I wonder if Kendrick and Drake have like propaganda teams in place, because like there's some fishy like vote totals on some of the polls that have been being done, and then like
but there's accusations that go both ways on
that's
that.
what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, I think at this point it's kind of like a Ukraine and Russia type thing where you just know that they both are so invested that they probably are smart enough to have teams on both sides helping to like basically help like run propaganda campaigns. And I do think that some of these clips of like songs being played in certain places and stuff, that's probably being engineered in the background.
Well, propaganda and bot farming aside, I understand what he's saying as far as from a purely lyrical perspective, but battles are not just won by lyricism. There's many attributes to take into account. Number one is a court of public opinion. Now, earlier, Adam and I were talking about Jay-Z and Nas. We both agree that Takeover is a better record than Ether, right? But it doesn't matter what the fuck we think, because when Ether became a verb and people started saying, oh, he ethered this, motherfuckers got ethered, at that point, it's clear who wins the fucking war, you know what I'm saying? Or the battle, because we all know Jay-Z ultimately won the war. And Drake might remain victorious, and his text might endure the test of time and all that. But as far as this battle goes right now, like, we could retroactively view it in 20 years all we want to speculate as to the fate of the world or what might be resonating at any given time in the future. That's cool and all, but at this moment, Kendrick's smoking boots, and that's it. Respect to Drake.
That's definitely the vibe in the air.
Yeah, I also think that we don't know how this plays out. These guys are going to be sub-dissing each other for the rest of their lives. Like,
for sure.
Nas and Jay-Z. I mean, when Nas said, you want to ball till you fall, I can help you with that. I believe there'll be several disses moving forward that will also outline the victor. And who knows, Drake might be caught up in something, or Kendrick Lamar might hit somebody again. Well, I don't know if he hit somebody again, but I'm saying...
Yeah, there's that allegation on him that Drake tried to imply.
If the rumors of either guy come out true, then I think that could also make us look back at this differently.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm at
Drake still gonna be the man. Like,
All right, appreciate you, Danny. Much love. Thank you for the analysis.
All right, thank you.
Danny from the stop, everybody. Okay.
Yeah. Drake's still gonna be the man after this, regardless. Like, he was the man, he's the hit maker. Like, that's why I'm like, just drop an album. Like, throw people up, go drop some hot shit and be Drake. Like, you lost the battle, it was a battle.
Okay, you want to?
Yeah, that's it.
You want
exactly.
to?
That's why I said make another one dance.
I had a moment today. I'm driving in the car, bringing Parker to school, and I play some song, and then Apple Auto plays another song. It plays "Best I Ever Had" by Drake. And
My favorite Drake song of all time.
Amazing song. On the song, Drake has this one bar that really got me thinking when he says the thing about, like, when my album drops, dudes will buy it and say they got it for their sister.
Right.
And when I say that, the reason why I think that's interesting is because Drake probably that early in his career never pictured himself being at a point in his career in which he would be going toe to toe with the most feared lyricists in the game. Like, he at that moment seemed like he was going to be happy to be viewed as a dope R&B singer, pop songwriter, etc. Like, he would have been cool just being just having like a smidge of respect from the actual rappers, and he's just making hits and stuff. There was a moment in his career where he did not see this being the battlefield that he would be entering into. And like, all things considered, even though I think a lot of people are really like leaning into this like Drake is a joke narrative, you got to give it to him, man. He went all out. He went to war. He did strategic shit. He brought shit to the table. It just wasn't really enough for the public to, and Kendrick was always going to have to do less to secure the W. Like Drake said on one of the early songs, like, every time he opens his mouth, let's give him a fucking Grammy. I mean, I do think that Kendrick kind of like gets more credit for everything in this battle than Drake. And meanwhile, everything Drake does is like massively held under a fine tooth comb. And
history is told by the winners. You feel me? Ultimately, like, that's why he's just being held to the fire. But the good news is, we have a very short attention span, and we forget. And although this battle's gonna like always be an asterisk on his legacy, he low-key, like, at least he caught the fade. It was like Lush won an almighty suspect. Lush might have got his ass whooped. You feel me? But he caught the fade. And guess what? In the past, Drake fucking tucked tail. Like, oh, Jay Prince Jr. told me not to fucking do the rebuttal to Pusha T.
He did not do that.
Guess what, fool? Pusha T got on your helmet, my guy, with all due respect, and everybody knows it. So it's not like this is Drake's first L. He did fine after that, right? He'll do fine after this. He's still motherfucking Drake.
The Pusha T.
Drake made better, like, music.
The thing is that we still don't know that.
It's not been played in the club like Pusha T.
Pusha T is like 48 years old, bro.
What I'm saying, what I'm saying is, it's not, he didn't take an L like this. This is like,
this is a real L.
This is the one he got it like.
This is bigger.
Right, I agree. Look, I agree with both of y'all because it's on a bigger level. But a lot of people would argue like Pusha T whooped his ass a lot harder, and he did not respond. He fucking ducked the fade. He didn't want it. Like
the world better notice.
Whether or not Jay Prince Jr. really did intervene, like he said, and told him not to put out the record.
I mean, to me, that's like the only plausible explanation for why Drake didn't go back in on that one.
It's not the only plausible one. It's a likely one, but there's a lot of scenarios. Like, you couldn't see him just being like, oh, fuck, like, I'm fucked. They weren't supposed to know about the kid yet. I had the drop planned with Adidas and the line named after it. You don't think that crossed his mind? It was a little bit all-consuming for him to focus on firing back at a diss track. And he's like, oh, I just can't right now. I need times on myself and Kirks and Takos for my next fucking BBL. You know what I'm saying? Like, shouts to BBL, Druski instrumental. Everybody going crazy. No, I fucks with Drake. I really do. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't seem like it.
What are you talking about?
All the cheap shots right now. You're getting all the.
That's the name of BBL Drizzy is the name of a viral beat.
I know.
That's not low blows.
Saying,
what the fuck,
you
bro?
Are.
Captain Save
a pop singer.
Fuck, dog. Thanks, Bricc.
Yeah, I'm just. You're like, I fuck with Drake. Like after you said all that shit.
Because I realized, I'm low key, like, but I don't.
Right there,
but it's just like, look, bro, we just potting and we just talking like this is the reality. This is like being completely unbiased. Really, I'm better friends with Drake than I am Kendrick for sure. You know what I mean?
Kendrick don't fucking nobody. Nobody got anything to gain from backing Kendrick since he ain't acknowledging nobody. He ain't talking to nobody. Drake was making smart moves by really connecting with all these different podcasters and streamers and kind of feeding them information and shit. Like he played that part of the game well.
Shout it out 1090, Jake.
I texted that to 1090. I said, you are a legend. It's official, bro.
Why didn't you take Sharp? He was a legend.
Oh.
There is a chance. He mentions bitches afterwards.
Yeah.
Right?
Bro.
So,
Yeah, bro.
Sharp texted me that, and I was like, really? Like, be sharp?
He,
I don't know,
He said,
bro.
"Hey, minor, you need to be sharp and tell the fans what it is."
Man, it seems like
Oh, that's
more.
what he said?
It
Yeah.
sounds like even
Like-
more of a stretch than Flacco taking credit for every time anybody says Flacco on
Flacco
a record.
was about Flacco, dog.
I don't think he was talking about Sharp. I don't know, but it's way. Flacco was very reaching when he was talking about his relationship.
Definitely, but I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Sharp. I think Sharp's reaching even harder.
You don't think the Shrine made it to Drake's plate?
If Drake wanted to do a clever, sharp Shrine reference, or I mean, I'm sorry, I
would've
don't think
been a
that
little
the
bit-
bathroom
it would've
Shrine
been a little
narrative.
bit-
I don't think the bathroom Shrine narrative got to
A
Drake.
plot
It
twist:
is.
Drake has a bathroom with pictures of Sharp.
That's a funny mental image. And every time you open the toilet, it says church.
I don't know, church. That's a name for me,
Name
church.
for me, church. I was just about to say that's the name for me, church.
And then the thing today too, I'm not gonna read the fucking tweets, but it turns out that Metro
grooming.
might have the worst undeleted tweets since Adam 22 because he's got a lot of wild shit. I'm walking through the grocery store with both my hands in my pants like a
I'm like, yeah.
damn. I'm like, that sounds like a joke I would have
I'm
made
like,
10 years
yeah.
ago. Wow.
But I told the world this morning, like, hey, I actually used to know this dude when he was 19. Like,
Straight
I
from
met
St.
him out-
Louis?
Yeah, like he was a nerd going to fucking Morehouse. That was our little homie. He just started to smoke weed and shit. Like, I could see him making jokes and fucking dick slapping and shit before he made it to.
But it's like there's no use trying to explain to people today how in 2012 Twitter was just a
It's a
different
crazy place.
Senses
It
of
was-
humor were different.
I was trying to say that shit earlier, but I'm like, Gordy's trying to explain. I'm like, Gordy, it sounds bad.
It's just there's just no use
it's
trying to explain it to them.
No,
You know,
it's indefensible.
if you didn't live through 2010 Twitter,
Yeah.
you're never gonna understand.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
And it really dates back to like 08, 09 Twitter.
Yeah,
it
a lot of
was
that shit.
very
Yeah.
ruthless. Twitter
09, I
after
was
dark.
active.
Man,
Twitter after dark.
but Metro is such like a non-factor in this beef at this point. Like nobody's thinking about the Metro side of
No
things.
one's
Even
really
though
thinking
he's
about-
the one who fucking started all this. He must
Kendrick-
feel crazy sitting at home on his phone, just thinking like, "Damn, I got Kendrick Lamar out here as like a mercenary taking this on." And even though he's the one who started
Kendrick
it, nobody
been wanted
expects
the
him.
outlet, fool. To be honest with you, he been wanting to do this.
Yeah.
He's been alluding to it for years.
But he
like,
caught the fade for you and got the knockout.
got
Yeah.
the clean knockout.
Because Metro-
Call it what it is.
Metro wasn't making a song.
Come on.
Metro's
Come
not
on.
gonna rap, so
Yeah.
he called in the big dogs. It just turns
Yeah,
out he got
yeah.
the baddest motherfucker in the
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
or damn near.
He could have, but see, Mustard didn't even know about the song until it came out. I'm like, he could have kind of like co-produced with Mustard or something like that.
But it was unmixed as fuck. If you
Yeah.
notice it, that's like a raw track, and you know that, like you know what happened with Drake. He literally his hand got forced. That shit got leaked. 100%. That was not done intentionally. That was not done internally. You could ask anybody affiliated with OVO when that "Drop and Give Me 50" dropped. It's because the leaked version came out. And motherfuckers is hearing it, and then they're like, "Well, should we at least mix it and put out like a completed version of the record, or should we, you know what I'm saying, like allow the fucking streets to just push this fucking fake one because it's gonna get around regardless." You know what I mean? Like,
but
or earlier
like,
version,
at
not
this
fake one.
point, like, who's able to leak your records?
Bro, there's a million people, bro. It's easy to like, oh, this email got forwarded to this person. Yo, you're at
I don't believe that shit leaked. That was being strategically.
Yeah, come
placed.
on, bro.
I don't think so, bro.
Really? Why?
I really don't. Because I don't think so.
Really?
I've talked to multiple people close to the situation. They could be wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say who. You know what I mean? Like, but we all got our little, you feel me, sources, whatnot. That's what I heard happen.
Let me just rock out with this thread right here. DJ Vlad. Kendrick's Not Like Us needed a better mix. It takes away from the song. This occurs to me as being like maybe the most docile possible commentary you could have on this fucking song.
Yeah.
Because I know I took some shots at Kendrick basically saying that Kendrick's first diss didn't really do any serious damage. And oh Lord, I got attacked on Twitter. But the extent to which Vlad got absolutely mercilessly destroyed for this tweet is really like unbelievable to me, considering that he wasn't criticizing like either rapper. If anything, he was criticizing like the person who mixed it. But then, okay, Morgan Jenkins.
That's from the house studio. That was
Yeah, exactly.
From the
Like,
house
he
to
literally
YouTube.
that you could tell. There's barely any. It's just like compressed
put this shit
vocals,
out,
super
nigga.
raw. Has a couple.
It was meant to be listened
to.
to from Twitter on your phone.
Yeah.
But then, okay, Morgan Jerkins, who's apparently like a former professor at Princeton, says, "You are white. This is a black folk affair." Vlad responds, "Wait, so a professor at Princeton is telling me that a white person shouldn't be allowed to voice their opinion about hip hop? Is this how you interact with your students?" She responds, "What I'm saying is that you need to put your opinion in What I'm saying is that you put your opinion in a discussion that's not needed. This conversation is and should center black people, not you. No offense, but her grammar is not really what I would expect from a
Former
Princeton
professor, correct?
yeah, because she said, we'll get to that, but don't try to change your words now. I'll be reaching out to Princeton about this on Monday.
Come on, Vlad.
She says, semester's over and my contract has been completed, but thanks for trying to bully me out of a job for centering black people because they got your feelings hurt. Very retaliatory, huh? Nice tactic.
Okay, now she's cooking with grease. I don't know why.
So what I will say about that is that I was doing a little bit of consultation work for Vlad, unpaid consultation work, talking to him about like how this was all proceeding and stuff. And I think he very much like understands that he fucked up by doing the Karen move and basically saying, "I'm going to get you fired." He did
I'm
not
telling mom.
He did not contact Princeton.
Yeah, but
he was just talking shit. He may have planned on
He
it.
added them though, fool, from the very first thing. He said at Princeton. He didn't say just Princeton. He said at Princeton.
Because
Like,
I'm gonna be real with you, like as this was all unfolding, a lot of times there's just a sentiment in the air where people are looking for a bad guy to latch onto. And the thing about Vlad and Drake is that they both are at least partially Jewish, white. And so there's just a lot of simmering anti-Semitism / anti-OVOism that's been going on. And I think that when Vlad said that one thing, that just opened the floodgates to like everybody who had a grudge against Drake, who had a grudge against the Jews in general, to just zero in on this motherfucker. Or really just like white people in general.
well, there's certain people that the culture, quote unquote, don't really want to hear from on that, and they're going to use whatever hot topic someone chooses away on. If it's a take that goes against the norm, they're going to all dogpile on that.
I just love the optics of Vlad, who is objectively like maybe the or one of the most successful people in the history of hip hop coverage on YouTube.
And I think he's a fucking goat.
And he is a goat. And a great American, a great man. But he has
he went for the bait.
A legion,
really.
like a massive army of people with 200 followers telling him that he doesn't get to have an opinion on hip hop, despite being a person who has literally probably spent like the last 30 to 40 years of his life doing nothing but documenting hip hop. Come the fuck on.
Before Black Lives Matter
and even
existed.
like I'm seeing
decades.
I've seen like Reddit threads in like the Drake subreddit and shit where I'm scrolling through the responses and it's like massively in favor of Vlad on this argument, because ultimately, like, as much as he looks like a dick for saying the thing about reporting her to Princeton, you are white. This is a black folk affair when it comes to criticizing the mix.
Yeah, there's a
on
lot of
song.
white engineers.
What
I'll
the
tell
fuck are you talking about?
There's a lot of white engineers.
I'm sure you're a great person, Morgan Jerkins. I would love to meet you someday, but I'm sorry. I'm not really.
Morgan was off that hen. She was off that Hennessy tripping. She tweeted.
She's like, fuck
She
Vlad.
like, fuck Vlad. Nigga, she loved
Shut your
it.
white ass
She's posted up in her
song
tent
and
at the
shit.
Gaza Solidarity encampment, just firing off tweets, throwing Vlad under the bus.
Bro, I was fucking there, fool. That shit was like the cosplay Gaza Strip. It was like the
Let's table that because we should talk about that.
Gaza Strip.
Where is she?
I was just kidding.
I was about to say, like, wait, what the fuck is going on?
Nah, she wasn't actually there. Well, she might actually have been there, but probably should have stayed home. But in general, I was kind of shocked by this whole exchange. But okay, so Danny Mullen, for some reason, texted me the other night, and we're just chatting, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm at this fucking Gaza protest right now." He's like, "I can see Lush on the other side of the encampment." What did you go there intending to do?
Yo, it was like this. You feel me? The homies from Mad Deep,
Right.
Big Rig.
Shout out Mad Deep.
OTG Nick. It was like a bunch of homies were over there, and they was like, "Yo, pull up to this," and I was like, Wait a second. So I'm faded. I'm in Highland Park in the studio. You feel me? Doing some sync licensing, and I'm just posted faded.
What is sync? What does that mean?
Just like record, like working on like songwriting shit, doing songs for like to get placed into movies and shit like that.
You were helping with the writing process or what?
I be doing that, and I record vocals, and sometimes I'll like use them as scratch vocals, or sometimes my vocals will randomly get placed or this or that.
Who got you that gig?
Multiple people. I mean, like I'm like my brother like was putting me my songs in movies back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, but really, like I got myself. Like he didn't get me no like publishing agent or anything like that.
Your
Like
dad is like a.
My dad's a director.
He just found out that your dad is successful. He texted me about it the other day.
Yeah. Shouts to my pops. You feel me?
Yeah,
Peter Himes.
man.
He's an amazing man. You feel me? Like he's cool as fuck. My pops is a legend in cinema and film.
Great American?
Great American. Great American. You
Sounds
feel
good.
me?
Yeah. You got sick?
Uptown, baby, in New York City.
You got camels?
I do.
Yeah, it's been too
Oh, no,
long.
I got some P-Funks, actually.
We're an hour and 25 minutes into this. I need to get nicked up.
What am I doing? Yeah.
Nicked up is pretty dope, right?
Did that sound?
Yeah, that's my name.
Did it sound like I was about to hit the N-word?
I would assume you wouldn't.
In poker, if you play too tight, they say that you are nitty. And to me, that always kind of feels like it's a little close to
R.I.P. to Frank Nitty. I think he was like a mob boss and shit. And there's hella rappers. You feel me? Like even fucking there's Frank Nitty, Frank White.
Oh, I just realized that Parliaments are P-Funks.
Yeah, they're
Gotcha.
P-Funks, fool, that Funkadelic. These are janky because for some reason, little Stoley Wop by the crib did not have any fucking camels. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Do you have Parliaments?
I know you're not doing like free shout outs, but what poker app do you use?
America's Card Room. Shout out to America's Card Room. Hit a Google, America's Card Room. Use code Adam22. I think.
Shit.
I can't remember.
Oh, shit.
That's where I'm at. Check me out playing 30 NL nightly.
Yeah. So, yeah, I need a good app.
A good app.
Yeah,
There's all kinds of like phone apps too and shit, but you just gotta be
but
careful,
those
man. They
are
cheating
bullshit.
people.
I'm not putting no money into a phone app. That's
I'm
out.
smooth, low key.
No, but there's people on there playing thousands of dollars all the fucking time, and you mean you could literally be sitting next to each other playing and like telling each other what we have, which basically eliminates any chance of anybody else being profitable in that game. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that is.
But that's totally off topic. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's been a wild thing to live through. In particular, it was wild going to the children's playground indoor like play thing on Sunday for the kid's birthday party with my kid, and having multiple parents ask me to basically explain Kendrick and Drake from its inception to them. And I'm just kind of like, Jesus, dude, like, where do I start? This is an overwhelming assignment.
And they found you from where? Most of them, like, they saw that you were weighing in on this. What didn't you say you like?
One mom told me
Us
that,
Weekly.
Nah, but like a bunch of them know who I am just because they fucking saw like the waiters taking pictures with me at this one dinner that we went to, so they kind of figured out I'm a hip hop guy. Because everybody at my kid's school, all the parents work in TV and shit.
Right.
It's like a very esteemed crowd that probably looks at my porn star ass like a fucking scumbag.
And people were not talking about 50 and Ja like that. They might, like, but like, you can't go anywhere. Like, all the security guards in my building, like, when they see me, they're like, Lush, who you got in Kendrick and Drake? It's a daily, like, throughout the day conversation. Like,
and you know what I feel like Drake may suffer from after this is that Drake has clearly got himself to a place in his career where he feels like he can kind of just make whatever fucking music he wants. You know, he made the Crazy Club album. He's done, you know, just so many different things, dipping his toe into all these drill rap and all this weird UK style shit and everything like that. I feel like on his next project, he's going to feel like his back is against the wall, and he's probably not going to feel that same level of freedom artistically. He's going to feel like he has to like deliver hits, make moments, and he's going to be second guessing himself a lot because a lot of the collaborations he's done in the past and stuff, he now has this like Kendrick born narrative that basically says that he shouldn't be making those kind of music or doing those kind of collaborations.
You're being disingenuous to yourself.
Dropping that album.
But that's like Rick Ross being like, white boy. It's essentially the same thing. Like,
see, that shit did stick.
Yeah.
No, but it was like.
But that Kendrick shit's Kendrick shit is a force to be dealt with. Now, if that song, if the Not Like Us shit sounded like Meet the Grams or whatever, like sonically,
no one would care.
We wouldn't be having this conversation.
No,
the hit potential of that song is the scary part.
Yeah.
And it was so West Coast with it too. Like
that's why I said it's for sure over here is out of here.
Because like the West Coast needed a moment. The West Coast just needs something in general because it should have been dry for so long.
No banger in a minute. Like they're not playing no West Coast song across the world
and
right
fools
now.
out here love a good diss track.
But
real Compton City G's.
Here's a question. Give me a real answer. And this is not like a leading question. This is just a question I want the answer to. Which coast fell off more, or which city fell off more, LA or New York? Because there's been times where you could say that like New York fell off like hard throughout the last 20
LA
years.
was completely blackballed from the industry for like a good fucking decade. But with the exception, there was one major artist. If you didn't have direct access to Dre, and even Dre had a lot of artists, and like certainly offshoots of Dre, like Eminem had artists that fell very, very flat from a mainstream perspective and didn't really resonate. You feel me?
Would you
Like,
say LA is the greatest fall from grace in the history of rap music? Like when you think about the highs of the 90s and where LA is at now, as much as I support it on an underground level, obviously shit is lit. But in terms of like mainstream commercial success, I don't really think you can put the like fall off narrative on New York. There's a lot of fucking big ass artists who came from New York at this point.
But in the drought, who?
Huh?
In the drought, who? Because we produced Game, then we came with a couple more.
Well, there was that. Okay,
Yeah,
so
but
after,
LA gets like one artist every 10
that's
years.
what I'm saying. They had Game for from 2003 to 2010, and then TDE blew up, and then fucking YG blew up, and then it was kind of lit in the West. But even
Ink
like
had a little run too, where he was.
Kid Ink.
He
Like there's
was
a lot of people. Tyga, you know what I'm saying? There's like,
Tyga,
Ty Dolla Sign.
Tyga kept us lit.
Tyga was from New York. I don't think any New Yorkers would be talking about Tyga.
But that's the same thing as saying Ja Rule low key.
Joints.
You know what I mean?
Platinum joints is one thing. Like, but that's
he
the
was
problem.
signed to Young Money.
A lot of LA rappers basically make like booty shaking tracks and then count it as a W.
But Tyga,
I don't really see
here's
that
the
as
thing.
being like a real W.
Tyga had records that resonated in other regions. Is the point?
Right,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of like the thing is, LA's always been lit. If you in LA and you fuck with our culture, there's always been great music out here. But it's just not music that always resonated with the rest of the country. Kind of like the Bay Area is the same thing. The Bay has their own fucking ecosystem, their own universe. Which now you're seeing a lot of Houston the same way. Texas, you know what I mean? Like has its own ecosystem where there's artists that the greater land
We're
hasn't
big
heard of.
enough to not give a fuck. Like it's the West Coast is big enough. Like
Right. The Western region of the United States.
Like, you know what I'm
because
saying?
all these
Like,
artists, like, they'll tour in Portland. They'll tour in
California is
Seattle.
like 4 states
Right.
for sure.
Right. At least.
Yeah, like if you were
At least.
in the South driving 12 hours, drove through like 4 states.
Yeah, like everything from Nevada to Arizona to New Mexico split between Texas and Cali, low
For
key.
sure.
Yeah, definitely, man. I don't know. It's a sad state of affairs for somebody as a Drake fan. I just hope that he's able to maneuver his way through all this. I think he'll be able to.
I need a new One Dance.
Ultimately, a few months removed from this, I don't know how much the reputational damage really sticks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, like that jacket follows you. People still will be like in Jay-Z's comments talking about Ether to this day. You know what I mean? Like on some hip hop shit, you like an L is an L. You're always gonna have that, you know, like.
But people talk about Jay like the GOAT still. You know?
He is the GOAT.
Yeah.
But Drake's still gonna be the GOAT. That's the whole thing. Like
Until
that's
he's not.
taken away. Yeah.
What if this signifies the end of the Drake era of him being the clear front runner in hip hop?
I think that like, those allegations that were put on him, whether they're true or not, like that's enough to like hinder his, like, you know, that could stick with him for a while, like, and just follow him in a negative way. And I hope there's not negative ramifications from that if that's not true, because that's super janky. You know what I mean?
The question is like, will it be artists that Drake wanted to work with that won't want to work with him for a foreseeable period of time?
I think Drake still got that fucking cool factor. Low-key, even though he lost a fucking slugfest. He didn't get fucking, you lost in the last round, but there's still a lot of people out there that will swear to God and have very cognizant arguments, like our man Danny from The Stop, and can really break down, like, okay, this is why Drake won. They have it like convinced in their mind that Drake won.
I was a little let down by his analysis there because it felt like it leaned too much on like Drake's sound is more palatable. I'm like, I don't know how much that
very
matters.
Subjective, but then the potential in 20 years, we'll see when the smoke clears. Okay, now we're speaking in hypotheticals. We're not talking.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it's like. That's a W for Kendrick. It's like Drake, just drop it, leave it alone, bro. Even the people that are saying the W's are like pointing out, like, hey, he might be lying about this, and if this isn't true, then you won. But if it is true, then you lost. Like. So you lose right now because we know that you're guilty till proven innocent. You know that you're supposed to be innocent till proven guilty. Right now, you lost. Like,
I think Drake kind of feels that, and he knows that that's in the air, and he knows that at a certain point a narrative is too strong for you to really beat it, and I feel like that's kind of why he has to sort of like bow out of this and just sort of leave it as is. It's not like he's never going to mention Kendrick again, but I don't think Kendrick feels like he has to respond to the last track that Drake put out, even though I could see it. I could
He
still
could
see
go
him
the
doing it.
Mariah Carey route and make it, why are you so
No.
obsessed with me?
Yeah, but I hate that shit in general of like, oh, you talked about me for 2 hours. You're obsessed about me. Like, that's just such a cap narrative.
I feel like Kendrick should drop an album and give us 3 more of those mustard joints.
Yeah.
And then I'll listen to the other
I'll
kind of
slap
shit.
that shit.
That's
Like,
what you
just-
can't
just
escape
where-
is that right now is the absolute perfect time for Kendrick to drop an album, and I wonder like how close to ready to drop an album he is.
He's about to switch that up. He gotta put a couple new songs on there.
Yeah, 1,000%. And I think it's like Drake kind of alluded to that. Like, okay, here's your album rolled out, little dude. Like, I'm too busy to worry about this. He kind of had a dismissive tone, although it was very defensive. That outro was like, oh, this is good sparring practice. You would be a worthy opponent if the shit you said was actually true. That's essentially what he said. And I baited you with angles. And, you know, I don't have an 11-year-old daughter. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, the idea
what I
that he
mean? Like-
planted that information is kind of tough to believe when you consider that like immediately after Kendrick puts out that song, Drake puts out like an Instagram story with laughing emojis about it, like, haha, there's no 11-year-old daughter. It's like, if you really wanted to prove that you planted that information, couldn't you have like demonstrated this through showing some kind of screenshots or something that would have made it like really explicitly clear to us that you had baited Kendrick?
And then you're like, oh, and now you're calling me a pedophile, but it's because you were molested. And you alluded to
it's
that
the
in this
Snoopy,
song.
the
Like,
Snoopy nice cuz effect.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, the video was fake.
Okay. So
Snoopy
a
nice
video
cuz.
came out last week of Snoopy Badass being chased up a set of stairs with a gun, and he now is claiming that it's fake. But he showed video footage of him sort of like planning out the skit right before he did it, right? You don't buy this?
I don't buy it.
You think that he was actually getting chased around with the blower?
Do we need timestamps at this point? Because he could have came up with the whole play and had the same outfit on still. Like, all right, we're gonna record like we was about to get ready to. He lies so often and so good.
that's a crazy skit. If that's a skit, like that's fucking. Why would you
To
think
dish
of,
your
like,
hood, like this is the
that's a
last
wild
line,
skit.
like, and then you get back on like, yeah, blood, y'all like that one, blood, like.
That's the problem with doing a troll thing that makes you look like an idiot, is that so many people are just going to roll with it forever. Like the fact that I have to deal with multiple Chicago drill rappers saying that they think that I actually did gay porn. Like my April Fool's joke may have been a little misguided because so many people just do not give a fuck about the fact that I was doing it as a troll.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
ultimately, people are going to interpret it how they interpret it.
Yeah, whatever's more fun is the interpretation that they're going to side with. And let's be real, Drake being a diddler is a lot more fun for people. Like, I don't really see much evidence of Puff being a homosexual, but that doesn't mean that No Diddy is going to slow down.
No,
anytime
there's
soon.
for Puff is. I mean, like there's
Adam.
definitive fucking-
Weirdo, yes. Gay, I'm still very much on the fence.
I mean, like open-minded.
But saying No Diddy is so funny that it doesn't
No
fucking
Sherlock
matter.
Holmes,
Okay,
fool.
okay. Nobody who really is a thinking hip hop fan thinks that Meek Mill is gay. But Meek Mill being gay is way more fun than Meek Mill
it is.
being dragged in a lawsuit. You know, like, who gives a fuck? Yeah, you're gay. Let's call him gay. It's funnier, you know?
Yeah, Meek,
And he wore that
Meek
shirt.
definitely not gay. Oh my God, the shirt. You seen the shirt this weekend?
Not
Bro.
helping his case.
And then he's
Dude.
defending
the
himself
feet
like,
crossed.
I already wore the red one. It's like, well, why do you have this gay ass shirt in mad colors? I'm sorry we didn't notice it the first time, but we should have pointed it out the first time. That's a gay ass shirt.
Did you have a T-shirt on under it the first time?
It's like Cardi didn't say anything when he got caught with a thong.
No, if it was like purposely like showed his ass.
Him and
No
Meek Mill have
Sean
very
Combs.
different vibes.
Yeah,
publicly.
he had a wig.
A wig malfunction.
Frontal on. Like, yeah, he had a wig. Like, yeah, come on, bro.
Because
At this
Vlad's
point-
doing the same thing with everybody, where he's showing them the Rick Owens bodysuit during their interviews. Because he did it with me and he did it with academics too. Of like, this is what Cardi's wearing. It's way worse than a thong. It's like a full mesh thong
That you snap
plus
down here.
bodysuit. It's like a one-piece bathing suit that you would see a woman wear.
It's like fucking post-apocalyptic male
So-
brothel.
Yeah, it's got
where,
like a pentagram on it or some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's some other
So
shit.
he didn't have it snapped. Maybe it was too small and it was hurting his nuts. So he had to.
I
like,
can't.
keep it.
Yo, I
I'm
can't
not-
imagine
He
wearing
didn't
my
want it
moment.
going up his ass.
I wore the thong for like 5 minutes. That shit is unbelievably uncomfortable.
Yo, what?
Why is this fool on? It's like he's on some Grace Jones gender ambiguity type weird shit.
No, fuck.
He's playing the game
too. What the fuck? Fuck the 5 minutes of fucking rubber dub in his ass.
Yeah,
Flossing his
the
ass.
rope is fucking burning.
I could imagine doing that. Jeez.
Say whatever.
I'm
Fucking.
saying the thong had to be fucking like just burning.
Rather
like,
uncomfortable.
What the fuck? Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think the thong just seems like I don't know. Hey,
It just brings me back to like multiple times I was on this podcast with one of the old hosts who would basically kind of like reprimand me for questioning Cardi's sexuality and say like, I seen him with the Bloods, like I seen him in this neighborhood, yada yada. It's like, okay, well now I want to know what they think of the thong.
well, remember Omar from The Wire? You feel me? He didn't even like you wouldn't even think bro was gay. And he was gay, and that fool was like the most gangster fool in the whole show.
Fictional
Like,
character.
Fictional character.
Some could say Cardi is kind of as well.
That is an accurate archetype of a lot of people. Just because like you're gay, it don't mean you can't be like with the shits fully. Like there's
Look at Lil J.
There are
Yeah,
like, hey,
yeah. It's a couple of J's.
Agent Double O. You feel me?
Yeah, hey, shout out to Cheeseburger for tapping in.
Shouts
He
to
tapped in.
Yeah, got the DM.
Shit. Yo.
Yeah, it's Cheeseburger World. I'm fucking with him. He might be the next host.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yo.
I want to know what he's talking about.
Nigga cheese.
I mean, we're talking about this motherfucker on the podcast. I think he deserves his say.
Yeah, I know.
Let him know.
You gotta do that one head up, right?
Just me and him.
Yeah.
You don't want to be there for that.
Yeah.
How are you feeling after the big deal collision? Did you get heat for being willing to sit down with a groove?
Nah.
Nothing. We've come a long way.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, they at this point they know that what I'm doing is what I'm doing. Like, no heat, probably like round of applause. Like, all right, y'all did that without making it seem uncomfortable.
If you did a sit down with a groove who was like somebody who was terrorizing the streets at a certain point, that would be a little different. Like with Big Deal, it's a little bit more you're on some grown type time. I don't know what the fuck Big Deal, for all I know, he could have been.
He could have. Hey,
I don't
that's
know,
cool,
yeah.
but he's not hella disrespectful about
Right.
it. Whatever he did and kept it to himself. And
I
that's why
respect
he's
the
still
maturity
right.
that it was
You know what I
exhibited.
mean?
you know what I'm
Like a
saying?
lot of people ain't like that really get cracking. They ain't really gonna be hella disrespectful no way. You might see it in their tattoos and shit. That's just life. But you know what I mean? Other than that,
We didn't do the tattoo check with him.
yeah, I wasn't gonna do that. I ain't want to see none of that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know he got some crazy shit.
Well, there's people that are fundamentalists, right? And to me, and that's kind of what I derived from the whole Israel versus Palestine protests that I ran into your man's Mullins at. You feel me? When I was like really like fundamentalism in its pure essence is the most evil thing in the entire world. And like you could weaponize any religion. I don't give a fuck if it's the Bible, the Torah, or the Quran. You know what I'm saying? Like regardless. And people that are just willing to toss humanity to the side for the name of the profit of their own people and advancement of their own people. Like although you can't hate them, like when they're using religious texts to weaponize it, it has a certain element to it which like is super fucking divisive. And I was over there really when I'm chopping it up because I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. I wasn't expecting to do it. Like I said, I was in Highland Park at the fucking studio faded, and I wind up driving. I'm like, so y'all fools,
Faded driving.
no, like I sobered up before I dipped, but you feel me? At least like I can say my alphabet backwards and all that
smidge,
shit.
yeah. Okay.
So when I dipped, I was basically like, so you want me to drive all the way to Westwood, California, where all the police officers are, you feel me? And all the there's literally fucking choppers. There's FBI agents with riot gear and fucking the full thing with shields and batons. And speaking of drunk drivers, anybody could have been on the 10 freeway that night, wouldn't have got blurped because every single highway patrol. And in order to get to the campus, you have to walk by this barrier of like 10,000 cops, you feel me? So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't get stopped for shit, you feel me? They wasn't like, I don't know what the fuck devices they had monitored.
Did anyone accuse you of being a Zionist?
Nah, but I got severely. I think I look racially ambiguous enough. Like between, I could have been with the vast majority of people that are over there that are Palestinian or I'm fucking, clearly a Jew. You know what I'm saying? And I had fools from both sides walk up to me and said, fuck the, you know what I'm saying? The shit, like I was, just to gauge my reaction. And I had a lot of people, I'm by far the most like, probably like me and Danny are the most only notable people that were there. You know what I'm saying? Like there is no,
You didn't see,
not the,
really? Okay. No other famous people making their face
we're
known?
like,
Okay.
people are like tripping on me and shit. They're running up like blah, 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 blah. I'm taking pictures. Fools are tweeting about it.
I kind of like have the same attitude on that shit that I have on when the whole 2020 shit was going down, where I was kind of trying to go. I was telling Lena like I'm gonna grab security. I'm gonna go there. And
Yeah,
but we were like, she's pregnant and she really shut the door on that. She's like, I do not want you going into any environment where there's that much chaos going on. And that's kind of how I feel about the campus protests. Like, I don't really want to be the most high profile person marching into that
I
environment.
didn't want to, and the homie even said, like, when I called, Big Rick was like, yo, Lush, you're low-key, like, famous. I don't know if this is, like, you know, you can come if you want to pull up. I don't know if this is the best place for you to be, but at the same time, you feel me, there's crazy content, and you feel me, maybe even slide that shit. I don't know. Like, we was just like, let's get some content, you feel me? They brought all the cameras and shit. I pull up. I'm like, fuck it. We going to the epicenter of this shit. I walked right in the center. That's why I made the joke, probably poor taste, of cosplay Gaza Strip, because it's literally like, there's motherfuckers waving Israeli flags. The other fools are hella fools waving Palestinian flags. They're talking hella shit. There's people fucking sweating their fucking ass off, doing fucking prayers and fucking talking about, you feel me? I'm like, oh shit, is that a fucking suicide bomber? We don't know what the fuck is cracking.
You should have brought Lefty Gunplay.
Shit, bro, like
That would've-
Compa Raider there would have been a nut.
could've
I told
fixed
him-
that shit.
I told Raider where I was going too. I was like, yo, fool, I'm fucking going to the UC. He's like, what the fuck are you doing, dog? Like, you're tripping. I'm like, nah, it's gonna be, it was a night that y'all did the American Cholo shit.
Oh, that was that same day.
Same day.
Well, shout out to Comparator, because I did in fact travel into the gauntlet of the American Cholo
How did
studio.
that go for real? Like,
Honestly, it was cool. Like
shouts to Gilbert, man.
he
That's
definitely,
OG.
and I encourage everybody, like at 7, so like approximately an hour from now, I'd encourage everybody to go tune into the live premiere of the American Cholo interview with me and everything. We talked about a lot of good shit, but yeah, I mean, he was cool. Like there was a few things that he kind of like pushed on, like he was trying to, you know, really get some answers about and shit, but for the most part, it was cool. And, you know, I had a good time. And honestly, that was important to me, because I'm really trying to, like, you know, anybody who I feel like we have a chance of like being on good terms and stuff in this content creator space and everything, it's like, I don't really want to let these things just sort of dangle. You know, I was perfectly happy. And
No
then,
Diddy.
Definitely don't want to see American Cholos dangle. But and then right from there though, I did an interview with Bozo the other day. It's coming out soon too.
Yeah.
So that felt good too, to be able to kind of get on the same page as somebody like him that I got respect for.
Yeah, no, I think that's super dope, and that's dope that Raider, you know, was able to help facilitate that in whatever capacity he did, because he's like really like trying to help this platform with their relations with the, you feel me, the Chicano and Latino community and all that, and like for la raza, you feel me. So that's kind of ill that you were like that you did that, and that he did that, and that the whole thing came together, and you know, you chopping it up with Bozo is fire. I know motherfuckers can't wait to see that shit.
You gotta let me know what kind of Rasa events I need to pull up to and shit. Because I got
There's hella shit.
I got invited to a good one on Sunday, but then I was like, I'm not bringing my kid to anything that's even slightly mixy. Like, it's just not.
You know, yeah.
I don't think I can do it.
Did you get the Norte pass?
They seem very accommodating to the 22 stir. I'm gonna be tapping in with Gold Toes, possibly in Texas at some point in the very near future. So, I mean, they've all been hella cool.
Gold
And
Toes is the
I got a chance to ask Bozo like how he felt about me doing those interviews, and his response was pretty much like what I would have hoped for. Was he was like, "You're just a white dude who does interviews. Like, who the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
you don't got a dog in this fight."
You're a media platform ultimately,
Yeah.
and I can see why some people would take it personally, because like they're like, "Oh, you're in LA. This is LA's platform, and so many people here look at this as like the pinnacle of their hip hop media push could be through No Jumper." There's kids all through every single hood in LA and beyond that are like that feel like that. And it's not even a regional thing, but in particular because we're out here, fools are gonna be like, LA, like I'm an LA artist, you know what I'm saying? Like I want that look right there. So, you
For
know,
sure.
so when there's people they're gonna personalize it, although at the end of the day, you're just doing what you're supposed to do and giving an accurate depiction on the landscape of the culture. Because like if you're tapped in, you're gonna be watching them YouTube videos anyway. You know what I'm saying?
And the American Cholo told me he liked the band's interview a lot. So
I
that
thought it was a good
to hear him
interview.
say that. I don't know how much he likes him as a person, but at the very least, he was able to watch the interview and thought it was
Well,
dope.
Bands did say in that interview that he has no beef with fools from down here. He specifically, he said that, you know what I'm saying? He's like, when I'm down here, I'm not tripping, like, you know what I mean? Because I beef it with fools from up there, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he said. So, you know, I don't know. Like, so maybe everybody's entitled to their own opinion. We all grown ass men, you feel me? But that's dope that he was able to objectively give you props on a piece of media and look at it from another perspective, because certain people won't. You know what I mean?
For sure. Okay, I got one more topic that I consider it very important that we hit before I go be a dad. Something I feel very strongly about. I've been in this boat before. Druski and Ruby Rose are apparently in a real relationship.
Shouts up Druski for pulling that.
I consider this a huge W for the obese male community out there, because
Is
yes,
it
he may be
real?
rich and he may be funny and he may be famous, but we got one. That's one of the baddest bitches in the game, and a hefty motherfucker was able to lock her down. I'm personally pretty proud of him, but I've been kind of stunned to see so many people using this as an opportunity to kind of like tee off on him and act as if he's taken an L in this situation because of the fact that she has, you know, apparently slept with some decent number of guys out there before.
I'll tell you this,
Let's talk about it.
McDonald's stock is on the rise. You feel me? He's a plant. They're trying to fucking push the obesity epidemic on us. So they're like, Druski, we gonna have you with the baddest bitch possible. And no, so I'm just playing. Shouts to Druski though. It's definitely a dub for the fatties.
Is it real?
Is it real?
He's so funny. I don't know if it's real yet.
I believe it's real because of the fact that maybe I shouldn't even reveal this, but like Lena and Ruby Rose really be talking.
Yeah.
And Lena really asked her, like, you could be real with me. Is this real? And she said yes.
Damn.
So I believe it's real for sure.
right.
Now, granted, Ruby Rose knows who she's talking to. She knows she's talking to Adam 22's wife.
yeah.
She could have
And then
planned
she
it.
might have
That could have been planned. That would be
yeah.
fucking fire.
And listen, if they're faking a relationship for some media attention, I totally respect it.
Yeah.
Because if I was single, I'll probably be doing some shit like that too. My main thing though is just like, how the fuck can anybody look at him as taking an L in this whole arrangement just because she has swallowed up a few rapper nuts throughout her life? Like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
Your
like-
girl hasn't had access to do it yet. As
Yeah,
soon as your girl gets in that realm, she'll be swallowing rapper nut too.
It's
And
really
coming
like-
home and kissing you.
like 95, like everybody got a pass. Everybody got bodies. It just so happened that hers are in the spotlight a little bit more than most people.
I
so.
always use this example, like, but Travis Scott choosing to have babies and wife up Kylie Jenner. I mean, if you were to look at it through the spectrum
choosing
of
to
like
fucking wife up a billionaire.
but if you were to look at it from the
Before she was a
perspective of, oh, if she's fucked a bunch of guys, then she's no good. Travis Scott would have missed out on that. Realistically, besides the fact that I'm sure they have a great relationship and everything, that's probably one of the biggest things that ever happened to him his entire career. And the Twitter peanut gallery feels strongly that Druski should turn down this kind of opportunity.
How many
For
bodies
what?
did she have?
Kylie Jenner?
Yeah, I thought it was just like Tiger.
I mean,
yeah, her. I didn't think of her as being like,
Ones
yeah.
that we knew of publicly, I mean, I don't know, but like probably double digits.
My point is a lot of people are very sexually liberal. A lot of women are fucking a lot of dudes out there. It just so happens when you're dealing with these women, they're more notable. So people like attach the dudes that they're fucking. So they have,
Everybody
we know your
popping
roster.
perks and
You see
fucking.
the average bitch on the street, you ain't gonna know her entire roster. Oh, she fucked this dude, and that dude. You feel me?
Yeah.
To the same degree as where, oh, you could put that jacket on somebody. Of course, a peanut gallery going, hey, meanwhile, Ruby Rose is fucking bent over. My boy fucking Druski is clapping doonies from behind. That's
Could you be in a relationship with an Adriana Chechik? If you weren't in a relationship and you somehow just ended up falling for a chick that has taken like hundreds of gigantic dicks on camera, would you let that stop you from?
It wouldn't be
being with
my preference. You feel me? Like, but like, hey, love. Like, if you fall in love with a female, you feel me? It might not be what you expected, and you might be like, damn, this bitch actually hella cool. And honestly, like, I'll say this: if a girl doesn't have a past, she's finna have a fucking future. Like,
Yeah.
1000%.
For sure.
Like, so
Exactly.
your bitches ain't
That's
gone
what
through
I'm
that
like,
yet.
yeah, they haven't got there yet.
Yeah,
Let them
like-
get around and see if she don't eat rapper dick.
Because to
That's
me,
what
the
I'm
fear,
saying, bro,
I would
like-
be terrified to get into a relationship slept with a chick who was a virgin or who had only slept with a
Fuck
dude
no,
or two,
bro.
because you don't want to be with somebody that is looking at all this shit out there and thinking like, oh wow, hanging out in the club with a guy with a bunch of Cubans. That sounds tight. I want to fucking see what that's
She want
like.
to explore.
Yeah.
I'd rather, my bitch been like, you feel me? Like,
go around the block a couple
you feel
times,
me?
then holla at me. Spit a bit.
So I'm not really like, there's actually most of the women that have been, I'm not going to say sluts or whatever, let's just say sexually liberal with their past, are the coolest bitches and the like bitches that I'll fuck with as my partners, as like relationship, whatever, because they really have experience in life. You ain't fucking lived for shit. It's always the people that haven't lived a fruit, like an experienced life, you feel me, an abundant life, where you go through a modicum of different experiences, good, bad, and ugly. You hit highs, you hit lows, you do the damn thing. You've been to fucking prison and you've been on Billboard, like, and everything in between. You feel me? Like, motherfuckers can't say shit to you. They have never experienced that scope of experience in life.
Exactly.
So a lot of people are so quick to be fucking judgmental when they ain't do a motherfucking thing. So what can they do? Oh, Druski, you lame for eating Ruby Rose ass. Bitch, I'll eat that shit with fucking mustard on the beat, ho. You feel me? Like, are you joking?
Exactly.
And I see it I see it as like the Andrew Tate / like manosphereification of like everybody,
course.
where like these Twitter accounts know that they're going to be able to get hella likes if they just do the quote tweet that appeals to all the 17-year-old boys.
bro.
Yeah, like if you do some shit that appeals to the like young ass dude who just like hates the concept of females just fucking a variety of people throughout their life, that shit is like a guaranteed perspective that is going to get you retweeted on the timeline. That's
course,
an audience who's very much captivated by that kind of content.
Low-hanging fruit, essentially, is what you're saying. And didn't old boy wind up fucking knocking up one of the shit? I ain't mad. I wouldn't have pulled out either, bruh. But I ain't out here fucking pushing that agenda like, oh, like girls are icky if they've given a blowjob before. Like, come on, bro, y'all. Anyways, that's
the older you get, the more willing you will be to be like, listen, I don't give a fuck about how many dudes been up in you before. I'm just happy to be here. I should be dead. I'm 40. I don't got that many years left on this planet.
That's just
Potentially.
tight. It's wet. It smell good. What the?
She looks like Ruby Rose. What are we fucking talking about?
Yeah, come on,
I
man.
don't care
Ruby
if you were
Rose.
getting the 50 guy Kazumi gangbang done on you.
It's like, hey, that's your past, even if it was 2 days ago.
Now listen,
Take up lead your path.
would there be trauma?
your turn.
Would there be trauma associated with dating Kazumi, given that like I've been at ComplexCon with Kazumi and had like a random dude walk up and say hi to her, and then she tells me like, oh, that was a guy from one of my gangbangs
That was
back
number
in the
7.
day.
That was guy number 7 in fucking.
If I was her boyfriend and I had to deal with that, I don't know if I'm strong enough for that. But I was strong enough to let Jason Love do his thing. I don't know about that. The gangbang, the random gangbang affiliate
But
encounters.
before you though,
Everybody's got their own fucking, you feel me, whatever like parameters they use, whatever their limit is, whatever they
Look at Ice-T having like 30 years of love with Coco.
You feel me?
What was she
Like,
doing before him?
shit, probably working for him. I don't know.
Shit, yeah, probably having a whole lot of fun. Probably
That
making
shit-
a bunch of money.
That thing probably platinum, bro. In the streets,
Probably
who
still
knows?
was.
It's been keeping Ice-T happy for all these years. Yeah, I'm a believer.
They're a big, yeah. Shouts to Ice-T and Coco. I got to interview Ice-T randomly back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, pre-No Jumper.
What
at
year?
the King of 2021. Actually, yeah, it was a brief interview. It was like a little 15 minutes, but I'm like, you're motherfucking Ice-T.
If you search up No Jumper Ice-T, you will find a clip from a random IRL stream that some of the homies did on Melrose, in which they basically like encountered Ice-T at a gas station, if I believe, and they tried to tell him to do No Jumper, and he like blatantly didn't really give a fuck what they were talking about. But
yeah, that's because he's like, you random fools at the gas station running up on you, but he's for sure down for shit. Like I see,
he's
probably
a
would.
detective
Like,
now. He doesn't give a fuck.
cop killer, fucking detective. That's a role.
Whatever. I know. That's what I'm saying.
them SVU cops, at least they doing like he played the cool cop. You feel me?
Yeah, nah,
At least
for
you feel
sure.
me? Like at least they fucking was after predators and shit like that and janky ass fools. Like
For sure.
I got a question.
it's cracking.
Frosty the Snowman and Lefty Gunplay, who's gonna have the better verse on the song?
Ooh, Frosty has been on an underrated run for the past since have my cheese and make it cheesy. Believe me, baby. like hey, I fucks with.
I like the idea of them doing a song together.
How
Sorry,
about knowing how to
Suspect, I'm
cheat?
sorry, but I like the idea that I don't know who's gonna show and prove.
Like we said, the stylistic profile. Yeah, go crazy, fool. But
they just took a flick together, like they
did a song, I believe.
do
Do we know that?
Frosty actually said he's half Mexican as well.
Is he
But
really?
Yeah, I think he's like he has.
I'm
a
gonna start
Mexican
saying
last
that shit.
No, I think bro really is though. I think bro really is. I swear to God. And you look.
I think I'd make an amazing Serena.
And after you went on the not interviewing Band 707,
Yeah, I know. I'm a little too open-minded. You're right. Yeah.
Nah, you could be like a not even a resident, like I don't know.
You can
'Cause,
just
like
shit.
with the north, yeah. You
Nah, they just ain't
you gotta
letting me.
pick a
Yeah,
side
it just
with
ain't
that
gonna work.
shit right there.
I don't know Nathan about nothing.
Yeah,
you
that's
feel
what I'm
me? I'm
about
gonna
to
tell
say.
you
You
that.
gotta pick a side.
You couldn't sit down with a northerner?
No, it is. I'm
okay.
talking. I'm a media platform. You feel me? I ain't no gang member or nothing like that. You feel me? But ultimately, like them.
You go to dinner with what?
It's, look, I lived in the Bay Area for hella years, fool. I've been around like Northerners before. You feel me? It's not that I've never chopped it up with one. Like I didn't really know what that meant until I went to till I moved to Oakland, and hella fools were like pressing that line on me. And I guess I looked super LA because I'm fresh off the boat from LA, and I hadn't really acclimated to. Because Bay Area's got such a distinct culture, and once you kind of like assimilate to it, which I fucking hella did, and I love the Bay's a huge influence on me. Like, but I've been around some fools from up there that are actually cool. You feel me? Like, so it's not like on a personal level, whatever. But as far as all that other shit, that's way above my head. I can't even. You feel me? Like, motherfuckers ain't really.
But was you putting your suit light up there though?
I wasn't letting certain words of disrespect fly, and that led to the most physical altercations I ever got in my life. So the certain words were said, and I guess I look
The S word?
like I guess I look. You feel me? Because I had like the flannel and an LA hat on or whatever, which is like basically like 90% of all human beings down here. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah,
so-
you was choloed up a little
but
bit.
but that's just because like where I grew, where I grew up at and shit. Like, so it's like like being on the West Side and shit, being around my partners growing up. That's like who I am. You feel me? So I'm up there, and I hadn't even like been able to like not stick out so much because like the Bay at that time really fools hated LA beyond just like the northern shit. Like to like the first time I'm on the mic in a battle and like a little in 2001, I'm like, yo, LA in this bitch. That's the first thing I say. They say boo. The whole crowd. And I wound up smoking the kid regardless, to be honest with you.
It was like Kim Kardashian at the roast.
Like exactly, and I couldn't have said the most. It was like the worst thing I could have possibly said.
All right, I got one final topic before I got to go be a dad.
Yeah.
Stunner girl. Mm-hmm. This dude was so in the wrong for smacking her ass.
Yeah.
But I feel you. Because that,
that
that's
thing,
a once in a lifetime effect.
I mean, listen, Young Rich Moolah, I love you. And I think you did your thing. You did the right thing.
No, for sure.
But listen, like, shit was looking crazy up on stage.
Hey,
this motherfucker should have kept his hands to himself, but
she been a baddie. That fool kind of hella weird for that shit. That stupid extra out.
What the fuck did he think was gonna happen?
Yeah,
She could have beat his ass herself.
That's what I'm saying.
for
Stunner
sure.
girl is not a marker. Like,
hell no.
She was socking and kicking on the nigga too.
I was slapping that for the record back in the day. Like,
Really?
Yeah, I was hip to Stunner girl with like.
Nah, 'cause I interviewed her in, like, 2018.
No, hell no. She's like young as hell. Talking about her music, like that on the record, I think. And she was like, and her and that other chick, what's her name? Noni Blanco. They was going back and forth, dissing each other. I was like super into. That's like right after Mozzie popped off, and was like, so I'm like studying. I'm like getting deep into all the Sacramento lore and all that shit. And so I came across Stunner Girl, and I was like, yo, shorty gas. Like she's about to be somebody. Like and me and my girl were talking about it the other night. Shouts at Germ Free, and I was like, I honestly feel like Stunner Girl is low key like damn near the hardest bitch in Cali, like right now, rapping. Like besides,
that's a conversation we should push because we need these females to step their shit up. Who the fuck else is
I'm
even
just saying,
contention?
as far as like some street shit that fools are like, I'm not saying there's not better female rappers before all the highness start fucking throwing fucking heels at me and shit. Like, nah. But as far as like what's cracking in the streets and who's been holding it down, the only person you could put above her is Saweetie, and Saweetie's like fine as fuck, but low key ass fool. Like low key like trash. She's had a couple bangers. She's had a couple bangers, and we're not counting like Kamaya. We're not putting Kamaya in this conversation. You feel me? Like,
shout out Kamaya.
And if we are, then it's Kamaya. You feel me?
But I look crazy right now.
Kamaya is like, don't rap like a female.
I feel like not having a BBL is like a separate genre of rap.
Separate
There's like BBL rappers and then non-BBL rappers. When it comes to the girls, that's like two different categories you got to put against each other, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And she was cemented after that YG record, but Stunner Girl was low key hard. Like way before that. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that hopping off the stage after your girl. I feel like bro should not be at the shows at some point.
Nah, but he's low key.
That's cool though. Security,
he's holding it down.
Security did it. It's cool, but it's like everybody wants your girl at the show. That's why they're fucking there. But she shouldn't be close enough to get her ass slapped. You gotta say, this is my boy. I tell him on the phone.
It didn't look like it was it looked like a smaller show. If you're able to get that close to the stage and there's not like a wedge between, that's
that's what I'm
the fact that he went to it from the ground
firmly.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck is this dude doing?
He must have been booted up 1,000%.
Yeah, well, I think Young Rich Moolah was booted up as well.
Yeah,
on a different level. But
listen, she was throwing it close enough.
Hey.
It was his only chance. Like he took that ass whooping. But nah,
that's like the fragrance section. He was Macy's, in the wrong.
But
that's her backshot win.
If my girl was popping like that, I kind of I don't know if I'd be on stage at every show. I had to be in the back because it'd be like a whole lot of shit that you take as disrespect while you on stage with your girl. You get what I'm saying? I mean, that's ultimate. But you gotta bounce down there and do your thing. But then it's like, I know, bro, like, if you lose it, gang, you get what I'm saying? You go lose it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you did the right thing. You let security get up on them first. But it's like, what if it's one of them situations where it's
I feel what he's saying.
You know what I mean?
I feel what he's saying. But if that's the case, then you have to have a lot of trust with your security team because you're essentially because at the end of the day, no one's gonna go harder for your lady than you. Period.
And that's why she needs him on the road with her. Ultimately,
on the road for sure.
You can have a bunch of security and shit,
I'm just saying at the venue on stage because it could turn into a lawsuit fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was saying. You know what I'm saying?
But what he did,
we hot-headed.
But what he did could turn into a fucking sex crime fast. And
for sure.
Literally just touch Shorty's ass. Like, come on, bro.
But had he would have threw water on her from the stands, he would have got his ass whooped.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
true. You get what I'm saying? It would have been the same way.
So that's where and I get it. Like, maybe because you're so emotionally invested, it's a double-edged sword.
That's all I'm saying.
It's a double-edged sword.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't saying it on no, I'm tagging along type shit. Like, sit in the green room or something.
Right.
Preserve yourself because everybody out there.
And then there's those
they're there
moments,
because they want to stun a girl.
And then there's those moments which literally are the opposite. Like prove why you should be
touch
there.
anything else.
Fuck y'all.
Okay, I just have one final comment that I want to make, which is I just want to send a huge shout out to everybody who is part of No Jumper News. Bricc Baby, you're a big part of it. Shout out Michael and Josh and everybody holding it down on the administrative side, but all the hosts in general. It might be partially about the Drake effect, just the fact that the battle has been raging so much that a rising tide kind of lifts all boats, and more people have been turning into the news than previously. And that's a great shirt. And I just had to throw away my white one because the fucking the thread along the bottom of it fucked up. So I kind of had to throw away the white one, which hurt me in my heart because I love that design. But just in general, to see the news clocking in 5,000-6,000 live viewers in the morning, super fucking proud of the team. It is not it has not been erased from my memory that about a year and a half ago, the numbers were looking pretty grim, and it was seeming like the No Jumper ship really might not have been capable of righting itself, but it appears that we have been able to do so. So I just want to send a massive shout out to everybody who watches that shit, as well as all the hosts. Illustrious, definitely get you on there more and shit.
I'm on there tomorrow.
Oh, you are sick. Hell yeah. But I just wanted to send a shout out to
Making
everybody.
my illustrious return.
In, man.
My first time since you lied to me, Lushgate.
Woo! Should I rock the
please, bro. Please.
I don't have that. Actually, I don't think I have that T-shirt anymore, but I do have the jacket.
I might could have the same fit in the cut somewhere.
Oh, that'd be funny. Yo, I was gonna troll you at one point and get the tie-dye polo bear hoodie.
Bro,
I was gonna cop that and just rock it on the podcast just to kind of lightly troll you.
My style, you see that shit? This fool's fighting your swagger jacket. Nah, that's fucking hilarious.
That would have been good.
But yeah,
right?
shouts to the news. You feel me? Doing the damn
history
thing.
to make it tomorrow on the news. So tap back in.
And then at 1 p.m.
we're gonna rock and shock the nation.
To the
like the Emancipation Proclamation.
You feel me? For MC.
Like 101 Dalmatians.
Shouts to motherfucking you, God. You feel me?
Like me and Lush doing some public masturbation.
Ooh.
We might go on a gay vacation.
Yo.
Hey, I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
And turn into an AIDS patient for a PlayStation.
Yo.
Drop some Sherm and Smack's drink. Now he's medicating. I was gonna say something else.
The gay vacation is too crazy.
It just rhymed with the AIDS patient.
Hey, you gotta do
and
it.
PlayStation and Clay Aiken. Coincidentally. Oh man, sorry, LBG. You feel me?
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah, my bad. I fucks with y'all. Shit.
Appreciate everybody who tuned in. No Jumper Show forever. Tomorrow, tune into the news and check out me, Compa, Lush, and somebody else
Redacted.
at 1 p.m. doing it real big. Shout out to all y'all. Fuck the other side. We out.
And
We'll
no
be back.
statements at 6.
And that way too. It's a big day. It's a big day.
It's lit.